giving access public. FEMA coming, they rounding you up in massive numbers. Is you gonna be a thinker or a passive puppet? So we plotting, but we can't discuss it. The phone tap, plus the camp got our own rats that can't be trusted. But to go out from it showing they wasn't with us and throw away in the bosh over a dumb decision. Cut the bridges, but we move forward. Still conduct our mission, Operation Salvation. Even if we shoved in prison, yeah, we gon' ride in these tough conditions. It's only one life, one hope, and one religion. We keep going like a run on sentence, point blank, period. Either you predator or become the victim. All I hear is on my side. Your word be my guide. Until the day I die. All I hear is on my side. Your word be my guide. Until the day I die. And we gonna ride till we lay the rest. Think we gonna lose? Go and place your bet. Every weekend it's strategic. We playing chess, but we ain't putting kings in check. We only here to tame the flesh. Y'all deem a major threat. Our senses recovered. He woke us up out of our sleep in the midst of our slumber. Now these haters gonna throw shade like tent in the summer. Cause we stand tall, ride high like we sitting in Hummers. For the one sitting above us, you know we gotta slide. Yahushua HaMashiach, yeah, he showed us how to rise. Stood 10 toes down, dog. The only son was tried, but endured to the end. Son know we had to die, and his homies left beside. Only so the book could be fulfilled. Sheep scattered, little shortly after. Once the leaders killed, use your brain. Most do the same. I just keep it real, but I'ma ride when it's good and tough times even still. All I hear is on my side. Your word be my guide. Until the day I die.
Thank you for tuning in to ZMR Radio. We have another hot Samara from none other than Big Cookie. Coming at you live from 1419 Old McDonough Highway.
Big Cookie.
Send it go, tryna get that roof up, production. Send it go, tryna get that roof up, production. Send it go, tryna get that roof up, production. Send it go, send it go, send it go, tryna get that roof up, production. Send it go, tryna get that roof up, production. Send it go, tryna get that roof up, production. Send it go. I'm at the Cinnamon Go 3 days a week. Even more when we come for the feast. Trumpet sounding, then we rise on our feet. Preparation for when you hit the scene. On the cloud, riding real clean. Yehudi gang better join the winning team. Get down or lay down, you know what that means. I'm on the gas, no brakes, like I was a fiend.
I can only speak for me, cause I'm locked in. Waiting for that rudder come to drop in. If you gon' be saved, ain't no stopping. But you can call me a top, I'm in the top 10. Preacher cry loud like a cymbal. Gotta let that weight in the single. At the end, Lala saying where that bingo. But then you can fun with my kinfolk.
Send it go, tryna get that roof up, production. Send it go, tryna get that roof up, production. Send it go, tryna get that roof up, production. Send it go, send it go, send it go, tryna get that roof up, production. Send it go, tryna get that roof up, production. Send it go, tryna get that roof up, production. Send it go, send it go.
You can find me at the sun again. To the day I go to be with the sun again. I will done shine, so gonna run again. You can't comprehend the mouth, so you dumb again. The way of y'all sending God just like refuse. But you're on the outside like some refuse. If I had your spot, I'd be pressed too. You an experiment, nothing but a test too. And if you Christian, you irrelevant. Don't give a F about your Jesus like a celibate. You try to hold us captive, but them chains rent. Preacher teachers that own it, don't tell them to change rent. don't agree with a mouse, so we can't walk together. I'll be with the Yahoo team, you can check the schedule. If you ain't hear me, you can play that back. But let me take a time to tell you where I be at. Kamashi, Shabayi, at least 3 of the Muhadi. The synagogue is where I be. Don't call my phone, don't bother me. Kamashi, Shabayi, at least 3 of the Muhadi. The synagogue is where I be. Don't call my phone, don't bother me. Synagogue, tryna get that roof off, Synagogue, tryna get that roof off, Synagogue, tryna get that roof off, Synagogue, 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 tryna get that roof off, Synagogue, tryna get that roof off, Synagogue, tryna get that roof off, Synagogue, Kamashi, Shabayi, at least 3 of the Muhadi. The synagogue is where I be. Don't call my phone, don't bother me. Kamashi, Shabayi, at least 3 of the Muhadi. The synagogue is where I be. Don't call my phone, don't bother me.
Not going back. I'm not going back to Egypt, cause there were you who were freed us. We are not to return seeking, that's what our law teaches. That they evilly entreated us with bondage and beat us. Abarim, chosen people.
You can have the pyramid of dead men's bones who brought dread with their throne. No looking back, Mizzle remain kin, and that's a fact. Motion blended in with the skin till its liver is hair white as snow. Let you know Abarim is black. All the worship done in Egypt is idolatry. Anubis and Nefertiti belong in the garbage. With your wizards and witches, jackal head, man body. Your mythology dumb as the Greeks. We neither bow or acknowledge. We Yahudim, mother Abarim. Ha'olahim is Yahuwah and Yahusha is the Malak Kamalakim. He called his son out of Egypt, so the scripture redeemed the Galilee, cause he shall be called the Nazarene. Not a pharaoh that built cities with shackles and killed kids for radical reasons of mathematical Greeks. Moshe chose to suffer affliction with his people instead of joining the pleasure of seeing 4 seasons.
Going back to Egypt, cause there were you who were freed us. We are not to return seeking, that's what our law teaches. That they evilly entreated us with bondage and beat us. Abarim, chosen people, Mizzlerim, we don't need them. I'm not going back to Egypt, cause there were you who were freed us. We are not to return seeking, that's what our law teaches. That they evilly entreated us with bondage and beat us. Abarim, chosen people, Mizzlerim, we don't need them.
It's complicated. It does not even begin to describe America's relationship with Egypt. In exchange for more than $1 billion of your tax dollars a year, the land of the pharaohs has been a partner. But Egypt is also run by a man many resent as a modern-day pharaoh, clinging to power through police brutality and rigged elections, while his average subject scratches by on $6 a day.
Now the story is an allegory for seeing how Yahusha delivered us from the bunch we in. He coming again with signs of wonders, thunder, the sound of his trumpet. What are y'all playing with them pyramids and mummies? Yahshua y'all delivered from it, temple swept and gunning. 7 stronger evil spirits take a hold and return it. Now your soul is prepared for burning, cause it's written for a 4th time, it's meant for our learning. If your soul ain't earnest and you're trusting the chariots and the horses of Egypt, drowned in the Red Sea while Moshe led us to freedom. Elohim built the Shamayim, Yahuwah, a host defeated Pharaoh's army, conquered the Mizraim, stomped the smithereens. To this day the country unstable, so people still esteem Yahuwah reputation. The Babylonians, the Greeks ain't escaping, along with the Philistine, they all requited nations. Iraq is crumbled, Greece finances are pummeled, Palestine rumbling with some Germans for land, and neither one own it. Yahuwah Hitler's got America on it, for enslaving Yahudim. I know the signs and omens.
I'm not going back to Egypt, cause there were you who were freed us. We are not to return seeking, that's what our law teaches. That they evilly entreated us with bondage and beat us. Abarim, chosen people, Mizzlerim, we don't need them. I'm not going back to Egypt, cause there were you who were freed us. We are not to return seeking, that's what our law teaches. That they evilly entreated us with bondage and beat us. Abarim, chosen people, Mizzlerim, we don't need them.
YG, get down and lay down. It's a takeover, nigga. Who you with, who you with, who you with, huh? Who you with, who you with, who you with, what? Yeah, you know the book, Tahalim. lean to. Come and kiss the bend, lest his wrath start to kindle. Now the sun is pissed. Imagine hearing another man name get uttered from your chick during sex. Now you vexed, you thinking about another dude. How you think you who would feel? Had it with your other shit. Cheating with these foreign gods. You forgot his government name? Man, it's a shame. False side of worship. We entertain, whipping the range, twisting the chains. But he ain't got a problem with you getting these things. But when things got you, it's a problem. This I'll explain. In that time of darkness, when you hit the grave, you need something that stand against the flames. Fire retardant. Ruach HaKodesh, the only thing survive is awesome. A seed gotta die for it to rise up from the garden. Your past ground, your pardon. The chaff feel the leaf, but it'll gather up the wheat when it's time for the harvest. Who you with? 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 Huh? Who you with? 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 What? Who you with? Is it Yahudim or the enemy? Elohim or Satan? Ain't no in between. You hearing me? Play for the Yahudim or the winning team. No, bro, I'm not confused. I know exactly what I mean. Won't see me getting tipsy. I ain't drunk on that lean. Keep a clear mind. I ain't high. I know what I believe. I'm sober. Weight of the world be on top of my shoulders. And I need help. Got a flock full of soldiers. Best believe we fighting. Rocking with a team of Vikings. And they not from Minnesota. Defending we fight. Plus consent to what's right. It's more to it than just getting on mic. Spit what we write. But when it comes down to mine, on my enemy's life is no decision. Yo, she go in the kitchen, get me a knife, and I'm cutting them off. These religions like dice, but I'm I ain't trying to deal with nothing that's false. Jewish and Christian alike, I throw them up like a ball and care less the first one of them fall and poke them off. Who you with? 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 Huh? Who you with? 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 What? Who you with? Is it Yahudim or the enemy? Elohim or Satan? Ain't no in between. You hearing me? Who you with? Huh? Who you with?
Every nation in every region now has a decision to make. Either you are with us,
Yahudi,
or you are with the terrorists. Either you're with us.
If I confess to you the wrong I did, tell me can we talk? Give you my word I never said again. Tell me can we talk? Look. Trying to take up my truth daily, but sometimes my shoulders weak. I'm smart enough for you who are too dumb to learn defeat. So I keep my head high, it's for your strength I seek. Recharging my batteries through the word that I preach. But lawyer who will secure my stance, I gotta seek it daily. Just hold me in your bosom, all Shaddai, Yahuwah, baby. Gotta get farther for surety, I can't beg or maybe. I know if I serve you holy, in the end you'll come and save me. Save me if you would, Yahushua HaMashiach. The power of life and death in your tongue, so y'all when we talk, let it be real complete, even only for a second. When temptation comes against me, let the bar be my protection. I know I did a lot of wrong like a fool, I just kept going, but can we talk? If I make sure the things I'm doing are different from what I've done, you wish I can we talk? And I'm ashamed of the mistakes I made. I am. Can we talk? Now I commit to you that I'ma change. I do. You should can we talk? If I confess to you the wrong I did, tell me can we talk? Give you my word I never said again. Tell me can we talk? If I keep asking the same thing and trying to be facetious, just know the only way I make it, y'all, is if you keep us. The olive represent your strength, cause in you is no weakness. So you took on the form of man to show that we can beat this. So much easier said than done. The road to salvation was fully paid by your son. I'm only human, so the thought may come to run so many roads to take it life. Before salvation, there's just one. I know I did a lot of wrong like a fool, I just kept going, but can we talk? If I make sure the things I'm doing are different from what I've done, can we talk? And I'm ashamed of the mistakes I made. Can we talk? Now I commit to you that I'ma change. Yahushua, can we talk?
Really, man.
sin. That's what it takes to win. Gotta hold on to the end. They say living perfect ain't common sense. I'm up to kill you all. I ain't been common sense. Now I know they whole goal was to be changing me. Now all they hope is gone once they see the change in me. Cause I'm holding like it cold and I won't let go. Grasping on to the bar, got my form swole. I'm all in like it's poker, I would never fold. Not giving up or moving forward, that's my code, dash code. You gotta pay attention, it'll happen quick. You will walk upon a stable ground and let it slip. Though the floods of my yin may be coming quick, I got an anchor from the fires that won't let me drift. It's made clear, I'm singing through these obstacles. Since your Hushala, I aura hit my oculus. I tell you that there ain't no way they stopping us, cause we got a rock, I see way further than binoculars. Gotta keep holding on, striving against sin. That's what it takes to win. Gotta hold on to the end. The end, no one knows when it is coming. That's why we gotta pace for this race we running. No need for fronting, this flesh rise up higher than summits. They kick the beam off for a time, is what gives me comfort. They're called to Tikva, now I see my connection. Yahushua was the ancient way, I know my direction. I'm so effervescent, knowledge given is so pleasant. In the mirror I see Yahushua as my reflection. You can't pluck me out, Yahushua hand is here is destined. Before the foundation laid, I was to be perfected. Choose this room, there ain't no time for second guessing. Holding on to the end, there is no question. Through his present, I now contain the resurrection. For alarm and no line, I'll be in his presence. Super star and white threads, I'll be stepping so I can walk among Kadash and all the legends. Gotta keep holding on, striving against sin. That's what it takes to win. Gotta hold on to the end. Gotta hold on to the end.
I'm charged up cause I'm connected to the powerhouse. A cage lion in your who about to let me out. Rampage and disaster follows. You think cuff when my hand squeeze it leaves your body hollow. Yeah, keep your ear, I'ma take off your neck. Start trekking down your generation, on your children and next. Ease sure my word and no, I ain't dealing on threats. I know these niggas can't be cutting the way they hitting the debt. Said he not about that life and he talking cash money with my mouth right checks too. You mind cashing them for me? It's a car wreck and these crackers the dummies. Yo, who was talking cause them bastards took Jerusalem from me. That's your who was Rafley and these sinners are spike. They must be booking with Delta from the way they take flight. I'ma say it like Martin, I'ma be alright. Cause I'ma shine like an aura when they come in at night. Like dog, yeah, young ho. I'm working on that board, plus he nice with the penmanship. Speaking of hot, but I don't think they listening. Not enough, I think these bastards are bored. I better stack the liven up when they get hit with the sword. They say, listen to his lyrics, man, he's talking possessed. But when your blood hit the altar, they gon' say that you're blessed. Don't got a mind to be saved, little homie, don't stress. Story time is over with, you can now take your rest. For my peeps that standing tall, man, Yahuwah is legendary. Coming with rap, and you know that is very scary. Papers of smoke, yes, our lives are only temporary. Can't stay awake, then get the blank about the sanctuary. Straight like a razor, yo, it's time to line up. You can see how things are going, that our time's almost up. He's coming with clouds, so I keep my eyes up. He planted us in Atlanta, it's time to rise up. Listen, forget the Falcons, I'ma shoot him a bird. America can kiss my cheeks while I shoot him a turd. At 2 or 3 witnesses, I'ma shoot him a third. The 4/5 will teach them how they can learn on the curb. Like, oh yeah, AC nigga.
first. Tell me what time it is. Depart from the dark with them is what I've been taught. Cause I'm in struggling here and suffering. Play with these idol gods with them, they Jesus. I had put all my heart in them, he frauded me. Even left a little scar in me, I'm wounded. With the wound of an enemy, chastised cruelly. From all the tools of iniquity, most high bruised me. I knew he was sick of me, I could battle reproach. But look, I turned from iniquity, let me cry loud. Spare not, lift up my voice to the people, but they hear not. He say the ox know his owner, the ass his master strip. Y'all should roll, don't consider my people leading with sin. Every time you look around, look Satan play them again. Keep pouring out your soul, we gon' rape you again. We all done did things we don't wanna repeat again, so let's not hold nothing in. It's getting close to the end. Now put your hands up if you are Hab Yahusha. Now put your hands down, Yara Yahuwah. Present yourself flawless, who comes your border? Y'all think know what it is, now give him all a kaboom. Put your hands up if you are Hab Yahusha. Now put your hands down, Yara Yahuwah. Present yourself flawless, who comes your border? Y'all think know what it is, now give him all a kaboom. Don't be offended by synonyms and anonyms, but be converted to the hers and the hymns. Submit your body, head, torso, and your limbs, and what's inside it's unified so we can live. Just as Yahusha left out, he's coming back again. And all the soul of a rise, you know what's happening then. He gon' be weeping and welling all through the streets, and the sins you don't let go of, all of them you can keep. Love, you know you don't want that man to tell you be filthy still, so do to Barasha. Now which it is, come on over on your side, you know it's real. Just turn right and go straight, you know, shift the gears, be sound in it, get you a crown fitted. This land get destroyed or prosperous, cause we in, you know the Mount Coop is for the Kadash, we gon' get it. America, just like Amalek, don't forget it. Now put your hands up if you are Hab Yahusha. Now put your hands down, Yara Yahuwah. Present yourself flawless, who comes your border? Y'all think know what it is, now give him all a kaboom. Put your hands up if you are Hab Yahusha. Now put your hands down, Yara Yahuwah. Present yourself flawless, who comes your border? Y'all think know what it is, now give him all a kaboom. Let me examine myself to see if I got sufficient. Don't wanna get too far, find out something missing. Gotta keep my lap lit, bring enough fall with me to keep the path on beat. I'm sick of that hard living. I wanna turn a Kai, gotta avoid sinning. Don't wanna stick out to the system, but I'm dark skinned. Yahusha blood on me, I'm a mark nigga. I gotta do the bar and I'm a shamar quick. I'm done helping keep my vow, you can make it on this. Now put your hands up if you are Hab Yahusha. Now put your hands down, Yara Yahuwah. Present yourself flawless, who comes your border? Y'all think know what it is, now give him all a kaboom. Put your hands up if you are Hab Yahusha. Now put your hands down, Yara Yahuwah. Present yourself flawless, who comes your border? Y'all think know what it is, now give him all a kaboom.
The purpose of us living, just to die. Yahweh Yahuwah and Shema, his mama. Why? Is he just an egotistical guy who like for folk to grovel at him, ingratiate themselves, knowing they'll never polish to him? How can you smile with blemishes deep embedded? Guess that's why he pays a blind eye to mistakes your past is threaded, indebted. No permission to enter a realm of sorrow, tribulations, and hollow smiles was never asked to be. A moment of vain pleasure, a release is mastery into a room of joy and regret. A mother's smile traced with tears of father's threats. Could have been better, but orgasmic promises have led to this. Brain intoxicated, disoriented by hormonal bliss, disregard for matriarchal advice. Now this life, she can't turn back, can't bear to hear the crowd. So this life, cradle and lead, she whispers softly as she hold back the cries. Never understood why we born if we just live and we die. If we just live and we die, why? For a minute, now I understand the purpose of us living, just to die. Yahweh Yahuwah and Shema, his Amah, why? Cause he's a methodical guy who treasures his willing vessels, and then he'll heal transgressions hard but deep inside. Though it's a ground with lubrication of tears, a Kaya well dissolved the pie. Now alive, you never die. What is moved beside we walk with thrives on our inhibitions of intuition. Save your soul alive, provide that his return glory in him just as he do in you. Challenge your position just to prove to you he'll pull you through. Toward out no petition, undisputed. He a my shalom, proving truth the heart personified. Check out his hollow womb. Walk the walk for you. Least that you can do, show appreciation and follow true. Let go of your ambitions. His rhetoric, let it hollow you. No greater Shem Shah than if in Moshpot he don't call on you. We're hurt to be open. Ask him. They pierced him in his side. Pride it come for destruction. Your intuition, suicide. You just live and die. So you just live and die. Why? Tassels every day, but mine was on y'all anyway. And these lasting Rasha days, my life can't help but giving praise. Caught me, drew me from a place of degradation and disgrace. Vessel of dishonor, he marked me so I can be remade. He wore the sea, remainers roll I eat, I see the gains. Casting off the weight of anything that caused my feet to sink. Float away like Julie, my helium be his Dabarim. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Same words, my gravity. Keep me tight like alleyways. Precise the road was paid for, his grave was laid. Precious dime escaped from the veins of innocent, but soft for my talk convicted and contradicted in ignorance. They ain't no eyes holding disbelief, blind with envy and deceit. Set away from me to see through a niche. Grind me cause I'm still focused. True Yehudi, now I walk up a lawless place like Austin for the change in me. Tahalana. Yeah. That the most high would call. Show me
I never thought I would've made it here. From a city where a lot of folks don't make it there. Bullet spray might take your J's, the latest pair. Aim at your crown, they laying you down, baby hairs. Either they die in the prison time, get crazy years. But you who ain't left me, kept me, gave me care. Put me in Georgia, far from my home state. The ball with the bait that pulled me out the water late in the year. They make me fear you, fishing rod. Came and got me, but he left my posse, I consider more. Life a card game for some, he declared this is war. Got him high, walk around blind up in the liquor store. But this is not for my locks, drunk and you forget the law. You can call us Oswald, Kanye's like a Singapore. Sun risen on us, we got light, now vision strong. Who would've ever thought me, I would get the call? Yeah.
Let it be me. That the Most High would call
From Philly to the A, final destination, New Jerusalem. You already know. I don't think I'm better than y'all, nigga, I know it. Like the hemp, get me a pad pen and I'm focused. This isn't boasting, I'm a lyrical poet. You ride the wave, but who invented the ocean? Yahushua HaMashiach, that's who I follow and mimic. We got the real thing, my G, no time for gimmicks. One time to get it right, one life I've been given. So I give him praise and Adidas till time finish, I'm submissive. A sheep got a shepherd, he let him lead. Whoever don't wanna stay with me, I let him leave. I'm trying to make it to the Hall of Fame where the legends be. Abraham, Yitzchak, name vote on the registry like Azara. Used to make songs about the dots I cut. Pregnancy scares, man, I fear when that condom bust. Mine always stuck in the gutter, I couldn't stop the lust. Now I rap with how I'ma make it if it's in y'all trust. 37 years since sinners stuck in a lot of rust. Walk around seeing new block is tough. They cocky but they don't consider where they gon' end up whenever time is up. Playing with them sticks so they get ice. Hockey puck, my goal stay in the safety net, that's soccer stuff. Who can pluck me from the hands of my hour clutch? I owe it all like my money gone and pockets done. My parole keep me from shield, I hears how to do. These all facts I put on wax, you copy us. We just see way down the line without binoculars. No crystal ball, we get taught how to live with all 3 times a week reading the written law. Look up, check out the ball, we got the winning score. Only seconds left on the clock, we can't give up the ball. Onside and maybe our legs a little sore, but we keep pressing until we exit into the door. Know that? YG, we in here. Yeah.
My pressure. I've been trying to get you under my pressure.
Dame la ciencia. Yo, that's good.
YGTD, Yehudi gang. We ain't wearing no bandanas, but we let them tassels hang. YGTD, more than a saying. This thing right here is so light. Make sure you mean it when you say it. YGTD, Yehudi gang. We ain't wearing no bandanas, but we let them tassels hang. YGTD, more than a saying. This thing right here is so light. Make sure you mean it when you say it. Big League try to tell you that we flashing. We believe the same thing. Now niggas we capping. Your religion set up, it's a trapping. You won't pull it up, 10 niggas captured. Looking at you illegitimate bastard. You a slave to the job like your master. One of things don't belong here. Another word to me. You see me, you ain't never seen a Yehudi. Niggas checking for circumcision. Whole town these niggas fruity. I'ma tell you like Abner. Turn aside, don't pursue. Pursue the one I like. They don't lie, I'm Yahuwah's truly. Yehudi. YGTD. Yehudi gang. We ain't wearing no bandanas, but we let them tassels hang. YGTD, more than a saying. This thing right here is so light. Make sure you mean it when you say it. YGTD, Yehudi gang. We ain't wearing no bandanas, but we let them tassels hang. YGTD, more than a saying. This thing right here is so light. Make sure you mean it when you say it. Yehudi gang, that's my posse. Thought I told you do our thing. Akuf and Aki, we crossing over Gouda, Maine. For sure I'm Ari, and no pushover. We are shippers and we're predators. That means don't mess with us. No colors, we ain't sending it. A place ain't needed when ripping us. We came from great affliction, but down from Olo we separate. Everything we do is so that we can be sure. Tassels hanging blue, reminding us of the tour. Ain't taking everybody, each member is of Yahuwah. You might think it's strange, that's why you call us peculiar. I'm looking for the man, Yahusha in his appearance. I serve him to the aim, my spot I'm trying to secure. YGTD, Yehudi gang. We ain't wearing no bandanas, but we let them tassels hang. YGTD, more than a saying. Stay right here before life, make sure you mean it when you say it. YGTD, Yehudi gang. We ain't wearing no bandanas, but we let them tassels hang. YGTD, more than a saying. Stay right here before life, make sure you mean it when you say it.
Booty gang, we ain't wearing no bandanas, but we let them tassels hang. YGTD, more than the saying, this thing right here before life, make sure you mean it when you say it. Look, YGTD, Yehudi gang, we ain't wearing no bandanas, but we let them tassels hang. YGTD, more than the saying, this thing right here before life, make sure you mean it when you say it. They the same thing, I'm in quick at this cat, but stand up, it's a trap, you won't put the beat in that trick. You were late to the top of your master. Funny things don't belong here. In other words, to me, you natural. Me, you ain't never seen a Yehudi. They do checking for circumcision. Whole time these niggas fruity. I'ma tell you like Abner, turn aside, don't pursue me. Serve the one that lie, he that don't lie. I'm Yahuwah truly. Yehudi nigga, YGTD. Yehudi gang, we ain't wearing no bandanas, but we let them tassels hang. YGTD, more than a saying, this thing right here is for like, make sure you mean it when you say it. YGTD, Yehudi gang, we ain't wearing no bandanas, but we let them tassels hang. YGTD, more than a saying, this thing right here is for like, make sure you mean it when you say Yehudi gang. That's my posse. Thought I told you do our thing. Akuf and Aki, we crossing over Gouda, Maine. For sure I'm Ari, and no pushover. We are shepherds and we predators. That means don't mess with us. No colors, we ain't saying the flags ain't needed. We're repping us. We came from great affliction, but down from Olo we separate. Everything we do is so that we can be sure. Tassels hanging blue, reminding us of the true war. Ain't taking everybody, each member is of Yahuwah. You might think it's strange, that's why you call us peculiar. I'm looking for the man, Yahusha and his appearance. I serve him to the end. I'm trying to secure that in. YGTD, Yehudi gang, we ain't wearing no bandanas, but we let them tassels hang. Look, YGTD, more than a saying, this thing right here is for life. Make sure you mean it when you say it. Look, YGTD. Yehudi gang, we ain't wearing no bandanas, but we let them tassels hang. Look, YGTD, more than a saying, this thing right here is for life. Make sure you mean it when you say it, nigga. Woo!
Yeah. I got all right. Hallelujah! Bang! Pow! Everybody all right? Woo! Well, I've been rough, but my little sleep pattern all messed up. Appreciate Mr. Yahuwah for keeping us alive. Appreciate everything he's doing for us. Good to be back one more time. Ain't that right? By the Khan of Yahuwah, we appreciate that. Appreciate the concert on yesterday. Appreciate the Zamar and what they do and put out. Appreciate the folk come in at right at 6 o'clock. Come on, Kev, it's early. Kev, you put in part, what you thought was going to happen when I saw that camera? What is that, Keisha? We really not late. See, preacher be on another time. We really. Did he try to make up an excuse? Did he try to say everything we were like? So, Kerry, you want to come tell us, let's say. Because you might get that check gone. Turn me down just a tag. Come on. Come on before you put it up there. Let's say, let's hear why you were late. It might be a reason. It might be justified. You were just late. No, good answer. Where the sock shoes at? And you wear them tomorrow, you'll get another check. They'll be back. And wear the cape with it too. We don't want to, we want to tell you. And wear the, no, one that deadbolt lock. You want to got that big dog chain. It got a combination. Wear that one, the cape and the socks. And the machete. A machete too? You got a machete too? Yeah, bring the machete with you. All them checks right there, definitely violation. Anyway, we appreciate Mr. Hood for bringing them back one more again by the Connie, Yahushua, HaMashiach, who has spared us and given this great opportunity. Certainly appreciate all of that follow, listen, watch in with us. We definitely appreciate all you guys. You definitely help make what we do special. Isn't that right? So we definitely appreciate them their support. Tomorrow now, we won't we'll be broadcasting tomorrow. They'll be doing games. So y'all probably get to see them doing some games and stuff they'll be doing tomorrow. We got our young people, our kids. We try to get together and do some stuff. Y'all get to watch me and the best team in the world whoop up on some folks on horseshoes. Volleyball. I mean, it's the same. Dan, y'all know y'all cheat. I told them, you ain't can't cheating so bad up down. Them jokers walk right up to the stake and throw the horseshoe. I said, man, they were getting back too fast. I knew they were cheating. How many of y'all know that team was cheating? It made no sense. I knew they were cheating. I was watching. They walked right to the horseshoe, to the and throw it, then run back down. Yeah, Ringo. Yeah. Jeff, you on that team, manager? I figured it. Do you feel like they were cheating? Exactly. Yeah, he said, what you say, that's all right. But anyway, Most High willing, look, so tomorrow I'll be back Wednesday night and take it on back out, but definitely try to get some time tomorrow, let everybody do their thing and enjoy one another. We appreciate it, just coming, just hearing the word, eaters, fellowshipping, and enjoying one another. We appreciate it. In fact, he got us some money living. Somebody ain't here. Ain't that right? Somebody ain't here today. I'm talking about in the land of living. One thing about it, if you living, you got opportunity to get it right. The only person that can't get it right is Satan. Satan, the dead man, can't. That one joker can't repent. And that right, when who's on the Tuesday, I definitely didn't die for you, joker. And that right, you's a dead man. So anyway, having said all that, we don't give enough sound of Kato Saram. That's around the end. Like I say, he came on out there with it. They just almost got him. That man had already prayed today, not my will. He said, not my will, but good will. And he said, he's proud of that shirt. I take 2 of them things. Isn't that right? I take 2 for 100. But anyway, y'all out the chamber. Appreciate I saw what I want to put up. What that? It's Yeshua for me. He said, made it no matter what distraction may arise, I'll press. That's the truth. That's something y'all need to think about too. Don't y'all know y'all get obstacles and situations, circumstances gonna come up. They're gonna try to come up. They're gonna try to move you. But you gotta be persuaded in your mind why you're doing what you're doing. If you ain't persuaded, somebody shake it, they'll move you. I appreciate today, I can say of a surety, I'm assured in what I'm doing. And I appreciate Mr. Hood for that too. Having said all that, we're gonna go and get a preacher. Put y'all phones on vibrate. That's 2 checks. I heard the first one. That's 2 checks. Who that? That's your cousin? Who that? You ready? That came from what side? Raise your hand, be honest. Joanna, we're gonna give you that check, because you know the way we can figure that out. You got 3 checks from earlier today too, don't you? Mislabeling gum. So y'all hear that gum is poison. That's why I put it in there. We looked it up. They said, man, it's the healthiest gum you get in your life. They said, gum. Me and her boss and Smith was on the phone. I kept calling. I said, who said this gum was bad? We kept going, kept calling. They said, Joanne. I called John. She said, Akuma Matata. But I show you proof. She says, you seen the proof, Dave? I said, no, I put something in the thread she sent. Yeah. Did somebody see the other one I said now? What it say? May get healthy and live longer. What it say? No, what did the proof say, Joanna? What did it say? You remember? Headaches and nauseousness. The vegetable glycerin. That gum got vegetable glycerin in too. All of them got vegetable glycerin. Yeah, to get the vegetable, yeah, you get some say vegan, which is vegetable vegan. I think vegan glycerin. It's so hard to get good gum. Then they got that junk. As soon as you put in your mouth, the flavor gone. You just chewing. I don't want that junk in my mouth. Yeah, chew paper. Yeah, she made some. Yeah, Smitty made gum too. I still need to last long. She need to inject it where it like last for the whole day. I ain't just the only time I chewing gum like that, like just all through there. We used to buy that. Y'all remember that stripe chewing gum with that zebra? You chew it right, then you spit it out. Get another. You like, but you that first burst of that gum, man, your world changed. 10 seconds later, you like spit that paper out my mouth. I ain't worth fooling with. I haven't said all that. We'll get ready to try to call us up a preacher. Come on out there, Shara Bashlet, and talk to us. Don't worry about it. She got your check for you. Test. You know you got a check coming with that phone, right?
Test.
Yeah, he got a check coming. He done came all the way to, you know you gonna come all the way there and get a check, did you?
Can you hear me? Test.
Gotta get a check with your family. All right, yeah.
Everybody all right? I gotta get off the not Baywatch. How y'all doing? Woo. Glad to be alive. Ain't that right? Glad to be amongst the living. Ain't that right? That's right. I know y'all hungry. Y'all ready to go already, huh? Y'all already got in y'all mind like, man, okay, he gonna be up here about. They ain't doing that, can they? Huh? Oh, you already ate? Oh, dog. Now I can't say speak for yourself. Speak for yourself. You know, one priest on, take your time, Pastor. You better bust that joker head. Oh, man. All right, man, I like, hold on, bro. That's souffle. Y'all know I ain't got all my sitting, man. All right. I won't be before y'all long, or maybe I will. I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I do appreciate that the bar has been going forth, especially during the Muhad. On Raw, you know, kind of we slowing everything down. Hopefully we get understanding. Let me get this out of the way. Princess, I gotta call your name, yes, because Princess is to blame for a lot of, you know, this. But the question that she posed was very interesting, and I didn't get no sleep that night. I slept late that night. The question that Princess posed, she raised her hand and said, the Muhads, what is the purpose? What is the reasoning for doing it? Why are we doing it? And it will be a waste of Kai or a situation if you come in here, you're not getting understanding. Y'all got that? Getting understanding on what you're doing and why you're doing it. All that you are, you're just a vessel that's waiting to die. That's it. And once you die, it's over, right? And you don't know why you was here, what the purpose you was here. A lot of us was born, and a lot of us always, I know myself, always try to fight for a purpose. What is my purpose in life? Anybody ever ask that question to themselves? What is my purpose in life? When is my expiration date? Why am I here for? And a lot of us may seem like we're here for you know, just for wrong. Like nothing's happening, nothing's moving forward. But I have come to the realization that Yahuwah is using me, right? He's using you. It just depends on what side that you want to be on. You have the power of choice, whether you want to do two, which is good, or whether you want to do Rasha, which is evil. And the question that she posed was, she raised her hand, was like, why I'm doing, you know, what I'm doing. She said, I understand the different muhards. One of them I don't understand is kafar. I said, because that's the only one she ain't got to eat. But, you know, I said, well, that might be it. Then I said, you know what? Well, I feel like Princess too. I'm like, well, why do we have to not eat, right? Like, what's the purpose of it? And I said that, so who can tell me why? What's the reason why we shouldn't eat during kafar? Anybody? Y'all should have known this because we just did it. Raise your hand, y'all. I ain't gonna bite you. Man, you get it wrong, you get it wrong. John. Afflict your nafash. Anybody else? Carrie preaching now. Carrie said, man should not live by bread alone. I said, okay. So I looked it up. I called Justin. Justin, he called the verse, and it was very interesting. What he called, y'all remember what he called? It was in Ual Shemut. Y'all remember the chapter and verse? See what you have to do, right? When a lot of times scriptures are being called, you have to start writing them down, right? You gotta, what it was? 23:16. All right, yeah, we'll start right here. You got to start writing it down, and so I'm gonna slow down a lot today. Is that fine? Yes, sir. That's fine. Thank you. The reason why you got to slow down, even for kids that's going to school, or you go to school, you go to college, you have to take good notes in order to be able to what? Pass the test, right? Or you have to get with somebody that takes what? Good notes. The reason is we're doing testing and we haven't even studied our notes. Matter of fact, you haven't even written down your notes. Moreover, you haven't even got with anybody that have took or taken good notes. So when you guys are faced with trials and tribulations, what information are you pulling up? You're drawing blanks, right? The reason you're drawing blanks because you have nothing memorized. You have nothing in your bank to pull from to fight kata or to fight how to make a decision, right? So you got to take good notes because a lot of times we get into situations to where we sit down, and where was it at? What was going on? And that's why we had scribes, because they were what? Note takers. They had to sit down and they had to say, you know what? This is written here. This is written there. And the only reason why we know how to live right is what? How? Through what's written. And if stuff wasn't written down, where would we be at today? We would be lost. So how are we now lost? With the writings. Now we don't have the will. What's happening in today's society, evil has taken over. Because the pull is more to what? Get us off. A lot of people want to be evil rather than what? Too. So I said it to say you got to be able to take notes. You got to be able to understand. You got to be able to find. And I appreciate the question because what it posed was, there's two folds to that, Princess, right? You ever try to find something and it's not there? Then what you do? Huh? You got to backtrack. You got to backtrack. And so what I found was, Chris, just Romans 15:4, just started right there. Romans chapter 15 at verse 4. Matter of fact, start at verse 1. Because you can't get to what? 4, we go get to 1. And when I went to 1, I said 1 is very interesting in itself. Go ahead, Chris.
And kind of loud.
And he loud, and I'm low.
And we are the strong ones, and we are the strong ones ought to bear the infirmities of the weak.
Y'all see that? We are the strong ones ought to bear the infirmities of the weak.
And do not seek pleasure in ourselves. For each one of us seek the pleasure of his rayah for his tool in order to build him up.
That stops it right there. The reason why it stops because a lot of us, what are we living for? Ourselves. If you do inventory yourself right now, I guarantee you 80 to 100% of it is how you can position yourself for a better future. But this just said, I need to seek the pleasure of who? My rayah.
That's right.
Is that being done? No. Cam, how you doing, brother?
What about yourself?
You doing good? How everything going? In history, when you ask someone how they was doing, you're actually asking them, how is your well-being? Y'all get that? How is your state? What are you doing? Right? Even with Yusuf, he was asking about what? He asked, well, how is your father doing? Y'all see that? What is his well-being? Because you got to understand, a lot of times we have to learn how to put ourselves to the side and check on our key, how they really doing. But I think a lot of times we are, and I'm guilty of that, seeking our own pleasures for gain. The more information I know, the better I will be. But how is that going to help me and my rayah? I'm talking about myself if I'm not benefiting you, Lee. I got to get this to help you. So we that are strong are the better infirmities of what? The weak. So we got a lot of weak people, but a lot of strong people. It's time for a lot of people those that are all weak, it's time for you to turn strong so you can help what? More people. You can't help nobody if you're not doing what you're supposed to do anyway. And I think that's why we're struggling, because we are always trying to please ourselves, thinking we getting further ahead, but guess what you're doing?
Going back.
You're getting further backwards. Because I guarantee you, if you help your IQ, guess what? You're getting closer on how you ought to treat people, how you ought to act. This is the information you should know. Go ahead, Chris.
For even the Mashiach did not ask the pleasure for himself, but as it is Katab,
what?
The reproaches of those who reproached you.
Where did it fall?
Fell on me.
I had to ask what was the state of my key. That's what Yahusha did. He knew our state was what? We was out and lost. So therefore, when our well-being is bad, who got to bear that infirmities? He had to do it. He was the only one that could do it. He was the only one that could do it. Find me somebody else that could have took on all the qatar of the world at one time and know what was going on and know you got an appointed time to die. How many people could have did that? I don't know who. I'm trying to find it. I can't find it. So we get examples of what Yahusha did. He died for our qatar. You know what? He was bearing our infirmities because you know what? We were weak. And a lot of us are still weak with information and the will on how to do. We know, but guess what? The activation is just ain't there. Because you got to constantly ask yourself, am I worrying about the pleasure of myself or my rayah or the people that's around me? Because we got an example of what Yahusha did. Go ahead.
For whatever Nikatab before.
What happened?
Nikatab to us.
So we get down to this point to let us know, hey, everything was written. It was written to teach us. And when you go back and find through your writings, you're going to find a lot of examples of Aki helping Aki. Aki getting another Aki out of a situation. Things people was dealing with, they don't know how to get up. But guess what? The Kitab being, it gives us the answers. It gives us how to do it. And you will find a lot of times you have a lot of people, a lot of our writers, they always was denouncing themselves to allow them to be used so that it can help others. We got plenty of Adasa. We got plenty of examples of people denying their self-advancement and have substituted that for the advancement of the people. That's very hard to do. Take your stuff back so that the people can move forward. Because you know why? You don't get a lot of accolades when that's being done. You're not going to get a lot of IG followers, a lot of TikToks. You're not going to do that. Because anytime you're trying to move a people forward, you got to decrease. So if I see somebody that has a good following, I want to know how many people have you really helped. And when you do that, it's very few. It's very few. So therefore, whatever was written aforetime, it was written to teach us, to instruct us. What else, Chris?
So that through endurance and through the Nakum or the Ketubim,
through endurance and through the Nakum or the Ketubim, what?
We might have Tikva.
Uh-huh.
And the all of patience and Nakum shall give, and all of you shall be one love according to the will of the Mashiach Yahushua.
That's a lot of us we don't have. Patience and comfort. Patience. Because you know what happens when you deny yourself? It takes patience to know when I'm going to get back right. I done took a back step, but when I'm going to get back straight? Come on, dog. Y'all, I hear what you're saying. I done did this. I came, and I'm coming. But I'm never back straight. I hear what you're saying, but I need a little comfort. The comfort, what I need is answers to my situations. I need to get back straight. So how do you get back straight and not seek your own pleasure, but at the same time have patience? It's like, come on, bro, what you want me to do? I'm all over the place. I'm all over the place. I don't know what's going on. I'm all over the place. And these are the situations I have found myself in, right? Trying to get straight, trying to do what's right, and I'm struggling, bills due. Like, goodness, man, what in the world going on? Then I realized, I said, man, everybody ain't struggling. But then I sat back and I said, how far are we really away from nature? Do we grow? Huh? What do we grow? Right now, do we grow food? Well, our food we get from the grocery store. From the grocery store, right? Are we actually out there in the elements to know the weather cold and hot? Yeah, when we go to work, but do you really feel it? So what happens is, guess what? You out of sync because you ain't in sync with nature. You don't know what's going on. If we was actually an observer of real times, we'll know what's going on. Because our key of the times and season, we have no need that he should be writing unto us. Because we should be knowing. The problem is we don't know. We out of sync. So what I tend to do, I say, you know what? Let me really look at this, right? So I go through the muhar. We in the muhar of what? Of ingathering, of Sokar, right? And so I sat back and I say, well, Yahuwah, I really want to get close to what you're really trying to tell us of what we're trying to do, trying to get involved with. And you will see that we're celebrating the feast of what? Ingathering. Technically, what are we gathering? Who said crops? Where your field at? He ain't got one field. Imagine if Kerry had a field, you know how close he would be, like, okay, I know what's going on. I know what it is to pull up and I'm gonna go get. But when it's easy for us to go to the grocery store to do, guess what? We off. Am I saying for us to go get farm? I ain't saying that. What I'm saying is I'm showing y'all the further we get away from nature, the further we get away from him, because that's how he operates. Everything has been consistent but human being, man. Bereshit chapter 1, verse 1. I refuse to erase preacher. Man, every time preacher get there and erase my stuff, I'm like, dang, that hurt. I said, man, that man cruel, man. Yeah, wrote something on the board and the teacher be like, man, shut up. I said, man, that hurt. Hey, y'all bear with me, man. Y'all wake up. Because I'm telling you, that's the problem what happens. But no, let me shut up. This is Bereshit chapter 1, verse 1. Listen to this first.
Bereshit, Elohim, bara the Shamayim, and the Arats.
Mm-hmm.
And the Arats was without form and void.
Yep.
And Kashat was over the Pani of the deep.
That's right.
And the Ruach of Elohim was moving over the Pani of the Ma'im.
Mm-hmm.
Then Elohim said, let there be Aur.
And what happened?
And there was Aur.
Yep.
And Elohim saw that the Aur was two. And Elohim separated between the Aur and the Kashat.
That's right.
And Elohim Kara, the Aur, Yum. And the Kashat, he Yakra Layla. And there was evening and there was morning, one Yum.
Right there. That is 6 different instances, statements, and events. Do y'all see that? Can y'all break that down and give me 6? Number 1. Hold on. Let's slow down. Number 1. Hold on. No. I said number 1, not verse 1. Elohim called what? Aur. There we go. What did he call that? He called that Yum. And then what else after that? Huh? He called Kashat. And then what? He called it Layla. Then what else? That's another difference. But then what else? Morning. There you go. There's a difference between Aur, the Yum, and the morning. There's a difference. Those are 3 different words. There's a difference between Koshat, the Layla, and what? An evening. Because what happens is it could be evening and still not dark.
That's right.
You got to understand that. Because that's why people are so confused when it talks about the sacrifice. Well, the evening, the dark, those are 3 different events. I read it, I think it's in Shamuel, what he talked about, does the sacrifice have to be done in the evening, and then when it is dark, that means they put a difference. Right? There's a difference. So what I'm trying to get everybody to understand is, when he says function, when he says 2, and he said it was 2, that means it's functioning. Y'all get that? It's functioning. Do y'all see the Shamash come and the Shamash what? Go down, right? Y'all see things grow and things go away. That's functioning. The only thing that's not functioning is us. Because we're so far away from nature, and even not understanding, we lose touch with Elohim. Because Elohim is sitting back and saying, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. When y'all going to catch up? When y'all going to catch the times? When y'all going to catch the ingathering? When y'all going to catch it? When y'all going to catch it? Right? When y'all going to catch it? So we celebrating the Feast of Sukkot, but you know what the Jewish people are celebrating right now? Huh? Yom Kippur, what else? Rosh Hashanah. What does Rosh Hashanah mean? What it mean? It mean a new year? No.
Head of the year.
Thank you, y'all. We know the words. Think about it. The Rosh means what? Top. Top. Ha means what? The. Shana is what?
Year.
This is the top of the year for us. Do you know why they say that? Because when they're in gathering, guess what? Everything is what? It's over. It's over. And guess when they plant? Right then. So it's the end of the year for them. So if it's the end of the year, what is that? The beginning of what? Another cycle. We get caught up on dates. But as a farmer, this is it for you. Now it's time to reset. And guess what? Go again. This is what they call a civil year. And when I looked at it, I said, well, dang. If this is what it is, Ural Shamut, what he said, 20, what'd you call it, Jesse? Ural Shamut, 20, was it 34? It was 23 and what, 8? 23:16. Yeah, 23:16, but he wrote 34, yeah. Yeah. Man, that'd be a battle with me, Lee, back there. Because they'll say something, and they'll be on the board, and I get it, they'll be like, yeah, Liars, boss, what you doing? I said, I'm trying, y'all. Please be patient with me. Now check this. This is Ural Shamut, chapter 23, verse 16. Listen to this first, Chris.
And the muhad of harvest of the first fruits of your labors, which you sow in the field, and the muhad of ingathering at the end of the Shana, when you gather your labors from the field.
Y'all see that? That's the end of their Shana, because what's going to happen? It's going to be a beginning. But if you plant and farming, you know it's time to go up. This is the top of the year for us. Now we get ready to put back. So what am I saying? Am I saying Nisan? Am I saying Abib? Is that not the first of the year? No, I'm not saying that. Because we have a first, because that's the first time we see a green ear come up from what was planted. So take this. How are we going to get a green ear in a month of Abib if we didn't plant nothing?
That's right. That's right.
How? How would you know when to put it down? How? And how does things grow in the winter? How? Eric, correct me if I'm wrong. Snow drop on the ground in the winter, right? Does snow water the ground in the winter? It turns still, and it still covers it. So guess what? It's getting broke down and it's getting ready. That's why when you talk about times and seasons, you got to be up on this. A lot of them a lot of those, I'm not saying the Jewish people are evil, but they have a lot of information. Right? And we got to catch up to the times on what's actually happening, because we can know, okay, this coming up, that's coming up. Bereshit chapter 3 at verse 1. So Bostic, why are you saying all this? The reason I'm saying all this is because they take this book, they take Rosh Hashanah, and they say, well, it's not the top of the year. What are you commemorating? They say we are commemorating. Guess what they commemorate, y'all? Give me another event that had something with growing. Chris and Eric, y'all shut up. Give me another event where it dealt with growing. With growing, with putting up, with things in. Not Ukak Shabur. Think of an event, y'all. Think of an area where we talk about things growing, plants. Tell me, y'all. Y'all got it. Because if you're taking notes, you should know what area this is. Give me an event in the Sefer where we can find where things are growing, are functioning, are putting in, are being planted, are getting up. Dwayne. No. I'm not being rude, but I'm just saying no. Come on, y'all. Plant is going in the ground. It's coming up. It's being done. This is growing. This is what this is. I gave you a hint. Not Yahusha. God, it's plain. No. It's plain easy. What you said? Well, Adam in the garden. Because Yahusha created, he put plants what? In the ground. He put things there. He put this there. So the celebration is really the celebration of what they call the beginning of creation. Because that was really the top of the year. That's where we started, our creation. Then, right? This is where they started it at. So what they're doing is they're catching and they always on time. How did we get to 2023? Y'all tell me. Huh? A Gregorian calendar, but how they start counting in 2020? How we know? Guys, they dropped us in a place, and guess what? We have no sense of direction. What's going on? So let me just tell you how they started to break a lot of this stuff down, right? A lot of y'all heard of, and listen, I'm going somewhere, just please be patient with me. A lot of y'all heard of BC, right? A lot of y'all heard of AD, right? A lot of y'all have heard of BCE, right? And a lot of y'all have learned of what? CE. There you go. Good job, Austin. There you go. Now, this is what they will say, because you guys got to realize that if you guys reading in the history books, it will give you a number, and then they'll tell you either BC. Y'all get that? Okay. They will take Christians or anybody believe in Yahushua, who they call Jesus, when he was crucified. Y'all get that, right? When he was crucified, they consider that 0. Y'all got me? They consider that the start. 0. So, believers believe he was crucified how many years ago?
2000.
There you go. He was crucified 2,023 years ago because they're counting the time. Y'all get that? They're counting the time. So, the believers, they will say BC stands for before Christ. Y'all got it? AD stands for Anno Domini, which means what? The year of our Adon. Y'all got it? Adoni, y'all got it? Adon, y'all got it? The year of our Adon. So, after he was crucified, he resurrected, that year, they consider that year what? Right after that, 1. So if I said 1 AD, what does that mean? 1 year after the crucifixion. If I say 1 BC, what does that mean? 1 year before. Good job. Now, the Greeks didn't like that because they didn't believe in who? Yahushua. They didn't believe in Yahushua. So they said, we're not calling it that. We're going to call it BCE, which means before the common era. So that means before that event. They still believe in the event. They just don't want to make reference to it. Because if they make reference to it, guess what? You'll start believing. Y'all got me? Then they'll have CE, which means what? Common era. So that's 1 year. When it was crucified, after that, it's common era. All right, after that. The common era means the era that we're in right now. We're in the common era. Y'all got me? So, what's interesting about this, if I said 1 BC, what that mean? 1 year before he was crucified, right? So, that's how they could count creation back to when it started. Because they'll count the times based on the kings. So that's why they'll say he was the creation was 4004 BC. How do they know right now today that we're in year 5738? Right now. If you ever look up right now, what year are we in on this earth? They will say 5738. What is Belinda? Huh? I'm sorry. 5,784 years. They'll tell you right now that's how many years you've been on this Eros. But they basing it based on creation. Right? But the only way they could go on creation, they'll go about the harvest on Ingram. That's how they start counting. So when they come up on, they talk Yom Kippur, we come up on Sakar, guess what? It hit another year for them. Because they go off the book. Y'all see it say the end of the year? They're starting it over. They're starting it over. The civil year. All right? So when I take that, I say, man, what happens in the beginning? How we so far off with that and where we are today? This is Bereshit chapter 3. Chris, before we get this, go Bereshit chapter 1 at verse 24. I can put Genesis, they call chapter 1 and verse 24. Because I always like to get my bearings, like, where am I at? What are we doing? What's the purpose of we doing? And why are we doing it? Because we're not on the right season. We got to start catching up and saying, man, come on, I got to get back on. This is 1 and 24. Listen to this first.
Then Elohim said, let the Arats bring forth the Nephash of Kai, according to their kind, cattle and creeping things and beasts of the Arats after their kind. And it was so.
Y'all see that? So right now, in the beginning of creation, guess what's being created? They got beasts, and now he's putting a Nephash, a ruach, a spirit, what? Inside of the beast. Y'all got that? That's what's being created. And what else, Chris?
And Elohim made the beasts of the Arats after their kind, and the cattle after their kind, and every creeping thing on the Adumah after its kind. And Elohim saw that it was two.
And what happened?
Then Elohim...
He saw that it was two. We're going to say he saw that it what? It was functional. It's working. What I created is working. That's why the homosexual agenda does not work, because it's not working. If a man can be with a man, produce a baby. It can't happen. That is dysfunction. Y'all get that? When people talk about being gay, you can't do it. That is the author of confusion. That's confusion. That's confusion. At verse 26.
Then Elohim said, let us make each in our image, according to our likeness, and let them have rule over the fish of the Yam, and over the birds of the Shamayim, and over the cattle, and over the Arats, and over every creeping thing that creepeth on the Arats.
So now this is one of my favorite parts right here, right? So check this. What was the last creation that was made? It was man. It was Adam. That was the last thing that created, but yet and still is over all. I'm the last to come on the scene, yet I still rule over you. That's why when Yahusha came, guess what? They ain't like that. How you come last and you think you're going to be above us? I'm not getting this. I'm bringing things back in creation. Now let's think from a management standpoint. Now we're going to get into my management role. Is it right, Kennedy, that the last one hired become the supervisor? He just got hired now. He going to be the supervisor over us? Huh? That's tight.
They do it all the time.
That's real tight. Y'all do know the animals, the cattle could communicate with Yahuwah. Y'all do know that, right? And that Adam could communicate with the animals, right? So therefore you had a boss just put somebody over you that came after you. Do you think somebody might have had a problem with that? And you got the cattle that came before, right? They seeing everything being created because guess what they feeding off of? The land. They feeding off of the land. Huh? So the thing came after me, ruling over me, and I got to do it because the man said what? And let him what? At verse 26. Just the policy and procedure manual right here. What the policy and procedure manual say, Chris?
Then Elohim said,
what he said?
Let us make each in our image, according to our likeness, and let them have rule over the fish of the Yam, and over the birds of the Shamayim, and over the cattle over the Arats, and over every creeping thing that creeps on the Arats.
He gonna be over us? And guess what? They gotta follow. Y'all get that? They got to follow. They got to follow. Now, all I'm going to say is, You can take it how you want to take it. That was what's his name say? Dick Gregory. He could talk to the animals, right? I mean, yeah, say yes. Right? Right, he could talk, right? Huh? The animals were created before the Adam, right? So is it safe to say the cattle saw creation being made? I'm asking a question. They was actually there. They was there. So then I think about it. I said, well, man, hold on. If they was there, they could communicate. I think they would have known as well trees that they shouldn't have ate and was able to be eaten. Because he set boundaries for that. Huh? So the question I had was, and I deeply have, is chapter 3 and verse 1, Chris. How did we get to that state? Daniel, how did the serpent know what I could and what I couldn't eat? Huh? How did he know about death and not death? Huh? Who put him there? Dang. So the things that was created before, they got some information. And they're doing things that's functioning unless they did some other dysfunction or unless Yahuwah put it there and said, make it happen. To show you things cannot happen in your life unless he allows it to happen. Because this is the first example where everything was what? In what? Function. But I would say somebody was out of dysfunction because this fellow was very crafty. 3 and 1, Chris. It's on the board. 3 and 1, Chris.
Now the Nakash was more crafty than any beast of the field, which Yahuwah Elohim had made.
Goodness gracious. It's telling us that right now. This joker real slick smooth.
And he said to the Ashah,
what he said?
Indeed, has Elohim said, you shall not eat from any ox of the gun.
Now, how in the world did the scene play out where she's actually right by the tree that he at? How that played out? Huh? Why is it always playing out, Darren, that when we want to do good, evil is right there? The temptation is right there. And then the communication is like, bro, let's do this. Why? Why is it like that? So I'm like, I be having to question these things. I'm like, man, come on, man. Like, why is it there? Because that's what we deal with our life. We deal with that with our own life. Huh? Go ahead, Chris.
The Isha said to the Nakash,
what she said?
From the pari of the ox of the gun we may eat.
Yep.
But from the pari of the ox, which is in the middle of the gun,
what happened?
Elohim has said,
what he said?
You should not eat from it, nor touch it.
Lest
you shall move.
I got that instructions from my boss, who was Adon, who he got them instructions from his boss, was what? Yahuwah. But guess what? There was a beast that was created before all of us that heard the whole conversation, because we all speak the same language. Huh? So therefore, if I know this information, I can actually tell you that ain't really what he mean, brother. Or may I say sister? Because I was there. Guys, the Sar got all the information. Who you think you so smart that you finna get over on him? He got over on us. That was the first creation got over on us. If you ain't got the ball very not of you, you in trouble out here in this world. Because if that's crafty, what you think was going on now is keep elevating AI, suggestive thoughts, the Instagram, select the things. I'm telling you, you could be thinking something, guess what? That stuff be popping up on your phone.
Yep, that's right.
You call it one time on your phone. Say Tesla. Google search, Tesla's gonna come up. You're gonna be like, what in the world going on? Guys, these people are crafty than what we give them credit for. But you gotta realize that and understand that, but you gotta catch up with the time and be close to the bar. From the middle of the garden, Elohim has said, you shall not eat from it, nor touch it, lest you moot. Verse 4.
Then Nakash said to the Isha, you surely shall not moot.
You ain't gonna die.
For Elohim knows that in the you eat from it.
What's gonna happen?
Your shall be opened, and you shall be like Elohim, knowing Tub and Rosha.
Y'all see that? What happens is, as soon as you do it, you gonna know Tub and Rosha. Therefore, you gonna know good and evil. You gonna know that. So the agreement was you're not gonna die, which means go on the ground and die. That's not gonna happen. But you're gonna know it. But when he said die, she didn't even know what he was talking about. You know what was more pleasing to her? Was the pari. That what was most pleasing to her. Not what you talking about death. Nah, I'm gonna be like Elohim. Right? Well, ain't nothing wrong to desire to do that, but guess what? You out of time, and guess what? You out of function. Now things start to happen that's not in function because you're trying to do stuff before your time. Romans chapter 15, at verse 1, what it start talking about? Not to please ourselves, because if she wasn't so much focused on the pleasure of herself and of her Rhea on what he actually told him to do, guess what? She would have been in function. But no, it was out of function. And guess what? She called him to mess up, which caused him to put in a position to bad with Mr. Yahuwah. All I'm just saying, y'all, each situation that you're dealing with in your life, you got to understand the triangle on what's going on. Man, I just slipped up. I just committed a kata. It don't work like that. Everything got to be set up perfect. Time and chance got to happen. Just like a fire. A fire needs 3 things in order for it to function. Y'all know what it is?
Air.
A source, oxygen, and a source, and heat. Just like Qatar. Qatar only needs 2 human beings. Guess what? Just a time and chance opportunity. Huh? And what preacher? Oh yeah, gotta have the law. Y'all know why the law gotta be there. What did the preacher? Ain't no transgression. Because guess what? If we could do all we want to do, if it wasn't nothing stated there, what was wrong? What was wrong? Romans chapter 7. And I said, man, this is crazy, man. So much stuff happened in the beginning that's throwing us off right now. Because we want to please our... She saw the tree was what? 2 and want to be desired. The thing you commit a kata on, guess what? It's stuff you want. Come on. But what's keeping you from not doing it? It should be the law. What's the last verse? What is that? Give me that verse 20. This is Romans chapter 7 at verse 20. A little bit longer. Verse 19. Verse 18. Verse 15. I'm sorry, I apologize. The preacher said something that was true. It gotta have a law there, because if the law ain't there, guess what? Ain't no transgression. If Yahuwah had not said nothing to do, guess what? It would have been all right. This is verse 15, Romans chapter 7, 15. Listen to this first.
For that, what I work, I do not know.
At verse 10, let's go to 10, so it can make sense.
And I moot. And it was found that the commandment that gave in Kai to me had to moot. For Kata, finding reason through the commandment, deceived me.
What?
And killed me through it.
Y'all see that? Chris, start at 1. So start
Yes,
at 1.
sir.
I'm sorry. I just want to see what we're dealing with it. Because these are things that we dealing with on our everyday basis. But guys and gals, Aki and Aku, these are things happening in creation. Go ahead, Chris.
Or do you not know, Akim, for I speak to those knowing the Torah, that the Torah rules over in Ish all the Yamim of his Kai.
Hold on. The Ish rule over?
The Torah rules over in the Ish all the Yamim of his Kai.
No, the Ish rules over the Torah.
The Torah rules over in the Ish all the Yamim of his Kai.
Guys, there got to be somebody that guides you. Something has to guide you because you're not smart enough. That's why Yahuwah said, don't touch it. Because once you get tube and evil, guess what's happening? You still don't know how to operate out here in society.
That's right.
Because you know why? You ain't got no understanding how to use it. You know tube and evil, but guess what? You don't know how to use it. That's why the books tell us, he shall give us ra'as that shall what? We call that manna. Give us this day our, because I got to show you how to use it. He shall feed you with, why he ain't got to feed you with good and evil? You already got that. You already got that. Now it's time for me to show you how to what? Really use it and apply it, where to use it. That's why you got to have a debate, because you don't know how to activate it. You know what? This whole world is out of control. Because once we got put up, you out of control. Go ahead, Chris, verse 2.
For the married Isha has bound by the Torah to her husband while he is Kai. But if her husband moved,
what happens?
She is released from the Torah of her husband.
Oh, shoot. So guess what? When Adam and Kawua was in the garden, who had the rule? He did. He did. Because was he dead? No. The commandment is you got to obey your what? Your husband. Because your husband is going to be obeying who? You. That's why you need to have a mate that obeys. Because if you don't have a mate that obeys Yahuwah, guess what? The whole relationship is going to be out of function.
That's right.
It's going to be out of function. Rarely. I remember when Adia came here and then Christian came, I said, that's going to be a tough one. I said, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. For our coup come, then to pull our key and let that word grab on that our key and function, I say, boy, the debate got to do that. Because normally it's a man that pulls a woman to get it. Right. But guys, the word works. Because the communication got to be Elohim, the Ish, and the Isha. That's the communication. Anytime that this triangle loses function, because somebody has to come and deceive to what? Throw the friction off. And you could tell when something ain't right with your relationship or with your wife. You can't do that. And wives got to be on point to say, listen, I got to listen to my husband. I got to listen to him. Because what caused the whole situation? Oh, I'm every woman. Women smart. Yeah, you're right, but how y'all messed that up? Huh? How y'all messed that up? What happened then? What was your every woman? That's out of function. You can't do that. You can't do that. How? Oh, I'm smarter than my husband. That's exactly what she thought. That's exactly what she thought. You can be smarter than your husband, but guess what? You out of function when you do it. Yeah, you might know, but you out of function when you do it. Man, to hold the ball right, man. Should the women hate me? I don't give a blank. Because you know why? That's why we out of control right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we out of control right now. Get mad enough to do what all I hear him say and watch him work.
That's right.
That's all I ask. You get mad at me, but what you gonna do with it? Fight me, kill me, it don't matter. The word ain't gonna change.
Ain't gonna change.
It ain't gonna change. Chris, go to 15. We'll go to 15.
Yes, sir.
I see tuna casserole and souffle on people's eyes. They're like, boy, you got 2 more minutes, boy. You called 3 more scriptures. I said, I got you. I got you. Because what's communicating with me, I see what got you. So I got you. I ain't gonna bring no. At verse 15.
For that what I work, I do not know.
Yes.
For I do not do what I desire in him, but what I hate. What I hated, that I do.
I hate what I do. This is the battle between the flesh and the ruach right now. The stuff I'm doing, I hate what I do. And when I do it, I'm mad that I do it. Why is it this way? Because we ate of tool and rasa, but we don't know how to use it. It's using us.
Yeah.
I'm dysfunctional. I'm going crazy. Ah! Preacher said I can't get the guitar. Or is it the ball? I don't know. Confusion. Why are we doing this? Oh, we eating today. Praise God. That's the only thing that is. We eating today. But when it comes to the ball, what's going on? But guys, all I'm saying is the reason why we're confused, because we out of whack. We're not doing what we're supposed to do. There's no way he's going to give you a ruach out of control. You have to be in control. I need to get the Ruach HaKodesh so I can stop committing sin. It don't work like that. You got to stop committing sin, kata, so that the Ruach HaKodesh can dwell in you.
That's right. That's right.
He's not going to give you something that's functional in an unfunctional body. It don't work like that.
Right.
This has to get in control and in compliance for that to dwell in me. So when that happens, guess what? We in total control. We're in function, and I know what kata is. I know what not to move. I know what not to do. But we decide that we want to commit kata and be with him. No, each can serve two. That's why the fight is. The fight is you want to do out of the world, but guess what? This law is still there. You know it's right because it keeps condemning you, telling you you're wrong. That's why you're doing that. That's why you're out of compliance. Go ahead, Chris. Verse 16.
And when I do what I do not want, behold, I admit that the Torah is two.
Y'all see that? The law, the Torah is two. It's me that's doing wrong. Because this is what Ra has just said. Guess what? It got to be a law to tell us what? Not what to do or what not to do. It's up to you if you want to obey it. The law there, you can't say it ain't there because she even repeated. He told me not to eat of the tree that's in the midst of the garden. That was a law. That was Torah. But somebody got me off, and guess what I did? I did it. So therefore, you got to be moved. I got to put you away. When you put away, that's when you get confused. Go ahead, Chris.
Now it is no longer I that work it, but the kata dwelling within me.
That kata got you now. Once in that driver's seat, I got control. When Satan was in the gun, guess what? He had control. All I got to get you to have a little conflict of what you understand and get you to move, now I got you. He said he was more crafty than any beast of the field. Go Chris.
For I know that in me, that is, in my basar dwells no tube, because I wanted to do what is tube, and I would not find.
I don't know how to do it. It's a fight. Go ahead.
For I do not do the tube which I desire, but the rosha that I do not want it, that I do.
I desire to do right, but that wrong is what? It's fighting in me. You know what this all equate to? Back in the garden. Because we ate, guess what? Our teeth still set on edge on what they did. But what he has given us is information how to do right. Give me the book of Galatians chapter 3. The book of Galatians chapter 3. at verse 10. Listen to first.
For the beni of the works of the Torah are to them under the all for it is kata. Cursed is everyone who abide not in all things which are katab in the scroll of the Torah to do them. And it is known that no ish is sadak, that is by the Torah, before Elohim is evident. For the Sadiq shall kai by amunah.
So now that I keep the law, that's not going to justify my amunah. Yes, I keep the law, but you got to have amunah. I wonder what's the reason that is. Go ahead, Chris.
And the Torah is not of the amunah, but the ish that does them shall kai by them. The Mashiach redeemed us from the all of the Torah, having become an all for us, as it is katab, all of Elohim is everyone who hangs on an ox.
You know why that had to happen? Just what happened in Romans chapter what? Chapter 15. The reproaches that reproached me what? It had to fall on him. He had to do that. He had to take on that. He had to redeem us. He was the only one that could do it. Go ahead, Chris.
In order that in the Mashiach, Yahushua, the Baraka of Abraham, might come to the Goyim, so that we might receive the Shabbat of the Ruach through Amunah. Ma'ak, I speak according to the manner of Anashim, even the berith of a being of Ish, yet if it be confirmed, no Ish puts it aside, nor adds to it. Behold, the Shabbat were spoken to Abraham and to his seed. He does not say, and to seeds as of many, but as to one, and to your seed that is the Mashiach. And this I say, that the berith, which was confirmed by Elohim, since it could not be the Torah to come after 430 shanim to annul it and to do away with the Shabbat. For if the inheritance is of the Torah, it is no longer by a Shabbat, but the Elohim has given it to Abraham by a Shabbat. If so, why is it then the Torah? It was added because of transgression.
Y'all see that? The law, the Torah was added because of transgression. Y'all get that? What happened in the garden, there was a law because he said not to eat. When we got put out, guess what you had to have? You had to have law because we had to keep you away because you kept doing wrong. So why serve the law? Why get in the law? Why? Why do I have to do that? If it's about Amunah, if it's about the seed, why? Go ahead, Chris.
It was added because of transgression. It was ordained through the Malachi by the hand of a mediator until the seed should come to whom the Shabbat was made.
Y'all see that? Go ahead.
The mediator is not of one, but the Elohim is one.
Yep.
And now the Torah nullifies the Shabbat of the Elohim. Let it not be. For if the Torah who had been given that was able to give Kai, so Amat Sadiq would have been by the Torah. But the Ketubim gave away all by the hand of Kata, so that the Shabbat by Amunah and Yahushua HaMashiach might be given to those who Aman. But before the Amunah came, we were being guarded under the Torah, having been shut up to the Amunah being about to be revealed. Therefore, the Torah has become the tutor to lead us to the Mashiach.
Y'all see that? Y'all see that? Why does the law have to be a guide to lead us back to the Mashiach? Could that mean what? What happened? We got off. Y'all know how we got off? In Bereshit chapter 3. Go ahead and go with Bereshit chapter 3. Because we got two things working. We got the law and we got Amunah, right? Which is what they call faith. The law, you got Torah, right? Y'all got that. All right? Go ahead, Chris. That where we left off at?
Now the Nakash was more crafty.
No, at five.
For Elohim knows that in the yum you eat from it, your shall be opened, and you shall be like Elohim, knowing Tub and Rosha.
There we go.
When the Isha saw that the ox was tube for food,
what happened?
And that it was a delight to the
Y'all see that?
And that the ox was desirable to make one kakma, she took from its pari and ate, and she gave also to her husband with her, and he ate. Then the of both of them were opened, and they knew that they were naked, and they sewed fig leaves of fig ox together and made for themselves loin coverings. They shama the call of Yahuwah Elohim halak in the gun in the pool of the yum.
And what happened?
And Adam and his Isha hid themselves from the presence of Yahuwah Elohim.
Y'all see that? As soon as they ate, guess what? Their eyes were open and they covered themselves because they was ashamed. They was ashamed. Go ahead, Chris.
Hid themselves from the presence of Yahuwah Elohim in the middle of the ox of the gun. Then Yahuwah Elohim Yahweh to the Adam and said to him, "Where are you?"
That's right.
He said, "I shama your call in the gun, and I was afraid because I was naked, so I hid myself." And he said, "Who told you that you were naked?"
Who told you that? Who gave you the information? Somebody been playing in my garden. Somebody been messing around because you out of function right now. When I had you, you ain't had on no clothes. Now you got on clothes that you call cold clothes. Something ain't right. Go ahead, Chris.
From the ox of which I commanded you not to eat from it, have you eaten?
I know where it came from.
Adam said, "The Isha whom you gave to be with me, she gave to me from the ox, and I ate."
Hold on now. That lady you took, you with me, had me go to sleep, right? That what happened. I always got to put it in trap terms because I just pictured somebody from Dade County talking to somebody from Atlanta. You get what I'm saying? Hold on, cuz. Hold on, stop right there, cuz. A dog who, when you put me to sleep, you know what I'm saying? That thing that you had came out of me, that thing did it, bro, I'm telling you. That thing did it right there. Hold on, cuz. No, bro. That's what did it. And so now it become the blame game. Go ahead, Chris.
Then Yahuwah Elohim said to the Isha, "What is this you have done?" And the Isha said, "The Nakash deceived me and I ate." And Yahuwah Elohim said to the Nakash, "Because you have done this, are you more than all cattle, and more than every."
You mean Elohim talking to a snake? How can he talk to a snake to tell him he cursing? You think he ain't never tell him nothing else? Or they ain't never have function on what they were supposed to be doing? Or somebody acted out of function? So I got to think about these things. You got to put in terminology on what's happening today, why we keep getting off. Because people got the same information we got. They just trying to get us off just a little bit and get us further and further away from Elohim. Go ahead.
And more than every beast of the field, on your belly you shall go, and dust you shall eat all the yamim of your Kai. And I shall put enmity between you and the Isha, and between your seed and her seed. He shall bruise your head, and you shall bruise his heel. To the Isha he said, "I shall greatly multiply your pain and childbirth. In pain you shall bring forth children. Yet your desire shall be for your husband, and he shall rule over you."
That's where you need to find pleasure at. That's what you need to desire, how to please. How to please, not your husband. What of those that don't have one? You got to please Elohim. My desire is to him. My desire is to please you, to be more and more like you, Jesus, each and every day. Y'all remember that song? You remember that? Don't worry about it. But your desire need to be towards him. Go ahead, Chris.
Then Adam, he said, because you have shama to the call of your Isha, and have eaten from the ox about which I commanded you, saying, you should not eat from it. All I is the Adumah because of you. In toil you shall eat of it all the Amim of your Kai. And thorns and thistles shall grow for you, and you shall eat the plants of the field.
Right.
But by the sweat of your Pani you shall eat lakam till you return to the Adumah, because from it you were taken.
And what?
For you are dust, and to dust you shall return. Now the Adam Kara the Shem of his Asha Ka'ua, because she was aim of all Kai. Yahuwah Elohim made garments of skin for Adam and for his Isha, and clothed them. Then Yahuwah Elohim said, behold, the Adam has become like one of us, knowing Tub and Rosha.
Y'all see that? At the beginning, at Barashit chapter 1 verse 26, he said, let us make Ish in what? Our image, and that's what he said. Because he had the control. I'm feeding you. I'm feeding you. If he's in the gun, guess what he's doing? He's feeding you. But once you decide to feed yourself, to please yourself, guess what? Now the connection is cut. Now you know Tub and Rasha. And guess what? You try to cover yourself, but that ain't the cover I need to give you. He gave them clothes. He gave them things what you're supposed to have then. He dressed them. That's what have now. He got to put us, we got to get our own clothes that he give us. No, we ain't get our own clothes. He has to give us our outer appearance. Yeshayahu chapter 30. Hold on. Yeshayahu chapter 30 verse 1 right quick. Give me 2 more verses. Maybe 3. I'm done. This is Yeshayahu chapter 30 at verse 1. Listen to the Sefer.
Woe to the rebellious Benin, declares Yahuwah, to make counsel, but not mine, and to weave a web, but not of my ruach, in order to add kata to kata.
Because what that's saying, and what they say in the King James Version, what they call it, it say you shall cover, but not what? Not of my covering, right? So that you may add what? Sin on the sin. They committed kata when they ate, and then what they try to do? They try to cover it up. They try to hide it. That's what he's saying right now. You try to cover yourself with a covering, and you add kata on kata. That's the problem. When we commit sin, we try to cover it up by doing what? Lying or hiding it or concealing it. I can't help you. You got to come forward and become naked so that he can clothe you. That's what we call confession. Because when you stand up here and you confess, guess what? You are, and you cannot be covered. So the only way he can cover you, you got to confess on what you did so I can show you how to cover yourself. We'll call that kafar. Because when you look at one of the definitions of kafar, it means to cover. Cover. That's why we consider we don't eat. We cover in our mouth. We afflicting ourselves. Y'all got that? We covering. We desire a cover. We desire to be covered. But guys, you got to become naked. I'm not talking about a body. I'm talking about of your insides coming out, saying things that you have done. Because I'm going to show you how to heal that. The reason why I can't heal that, because you continue to cover yourself with a covering and you adding a sin on sin. He can't help you. He's calling, he's crying, he wants to, but you still want to conceal and you act like you got the answers, Adon, cool. You don't have the answers. Sway. You ain't got the answers. You ain't got the answers. Yeah, we found naked, but like, man, look, bro, I need some help, bro. You ever got to a point and say, man, listen, I don't know what to do. But you got to get to a point to be there. Barashit chapter 13, you go get Yukonon chapter 13, Chris. Yukonon chapter 13 at verse 1. Barashit, you ain't got to get it. Barashit chapter 3 when it talks about the end. After Yahuwah gave them coverings, guess what he did? He had to put them out of the gun. Because I have to put you out. Or more or less, he had to put a hedge around the tree of what? Kai. Because if they touch that tree, guess what? They're going to live forever. Imagine committing Qatar and Russia and living forever. Chaos. That's called chaos. Why do you think Yahuwah had to destroy those other rocks? And when he destroyed the whole of rocks, so when he put them out the gun, right? He put them out the gun. They were separated from him feeding them, getting them understanding. That's why he had to substitute that. He had to give us ra'ahs. He had to give us teachers to be able to feed us. Now that we are cut off, how are we going to get back? The reason how we're going to get back is because he's going to give us a law, a tutor, a schoolmaster to show you how to get back towards the tree of life. That tree of life is Yahushua HaMashiach. So that tree of life is going to lead us to what? To him. Now, once we get there, still and yet a seed had to be preserved. That seed had to be of a natural, but it will come through the Ruach. That's why we had to survive. We couldn't have died. Because if we couldn't have died, guess what? Amanah would never came. That seed was, I'm talking about the seed of Yahushua. He had an Abba, who had an Abba, who had an Abba. And when it goes back to the first creation, who was his Abba? Adon. Adon and then what? Elohim. So who do you think put that natural seed to preserve something until what? Yahushua should come. But those that's keeping the Torah, guess what's going to happen? You're going to meet that seed right there. Once your Amanah say, I'm believing, something going to come. Once it came, only thing that's going to keep you there is you keeping the muhar. Let us keep the muhar. Because that's going to lead to you. All males, Zakar, had to appear before you, what, 3 times? Because what that's going to happen is going to lead you. It's going to keep showing you the times on how you're going to get there. So why do I keep the Torah? I keep it because it led me to the Mashiach and showed me what I was doing wrong. He showed me what I was doing wrong. Some of y'all have listened to Ra'ah, to preach for when y'all came. Guess what? He showed you what? Your transgressions. At first, to me, it was funny. It was hilarious. But he started saying some things that I was doing. And at that point in time, I'm saying, hold on, what is this? What he talking about adultery? What he talking about I can't go to Christian church? Somebody had to start awakening your mind and saying something is not right. That was the knowledge that you need to be fed to get awakened and say, you know what? I need to look into this. Did the law bring us here? It was cutting down. And then when I got here, I said, hold on now, Shabbat. Hold on now. That man said, Shabbat's Sunday, but Sunday is the day you ought to worship. But then when you read, Yahushua went into the synagogue on the Shabbat Yom. So therefore, that was a law, that was a custom that I had to get myself, my body what? Used to. Now when I start telling people I'm observing, I observe the Shabbat because that's what's going to get me back to Mashiach. Because guys, at the end of the day, once we got to the Mashiach, guys, we got to go back home. The whole goal is to get back to the Garden of Adon, where Yahuwah is back in control of everything. Your Ruach is crying to get back home, but your flesh wants the desire to stay right here. That's that fight and struggle. Because your Ruach is telling you, you got to go home. This ain't your home. It's a law to get you back home. Are you going to do it? Your flesh is saying, man, I like this. I like this. I told Dave we become Eddie Murphy on Trading Places. So what do I mean by that? When he got rich, guess what? I can stay here for a little bit.
That's right.
Huh? I can stay here for a little bit. It gets comfortable. When things go good, you get comfortable. When things start going good in your life, guess what? Why do you want to leave? But what's going to remind you got to leave is you're going to start getting old. That's just nature. You got to die. And then it hits you like, you know what? I got to give it up. But what have you done for your Ruach to get back home? You haven't put in nothing. So once that move, guess what? It's over. Your flesh is going to go in the Sheol, and that's what's going to burn. But what I'm telling you is your Ruach is too, is crying to get back home, get back to the gun, get back to the gun, get back to eating. But the only way that's going to happen, you got to keep the Torah. Because it's going to keep you refreshed of the times, and because each one of our muhars reminded us of things we should be doing. Get the leaven out. You got to keep it. Kafar, you got to be covered. You got to afflict yourself. These are things that are reminding you. But if you just come here just to come, this is the reminder, y'all, we got to get back home. Huh? Your flesh is trying to fight. I'm trying to make it happen. Your ruach is sitting there like, boy, that wasn't the agreement when we first came here, bro. Yeah, you doing it. It's cool, but remember, we finna die. And I got to get up out of here. That's bro, man. I got to get up out of here. Y'all got me? So that's what's happening. And so I realized, so now when I go through the Safari, I started finding some things. I say, man, I see that. It's not about let's get gain here. We're going to get gain, but we got to get back to the home. This is Yukanon chapter 13 and verse 1. Listen to the Safari.
Before the Muhad of Pesach, when Yahushua knew that his hour had come to depart out of this alam to his Abba, just as he ahabed his chosen ones who were in the alam, so did he ahab them to the end. And it came to pass at the evening meal that Satan placed it in the lob of Yehuda, the
don't it
ben
sound
of
familiar?
Shimeon, Iscariot, to betray him.
Y'all see this? The Tsar gonna always be there during the hour of temptation. He right there. You know this had to be a gone situation because you know what? It's time to get ready to get up out of here. We're gonna start setting this thing up. Go ahead.
Yahushua knew that his Abba had given everything into his hand.
Ain't that Adon? That's Adon right there. He gave everything into his hands, Lee. The only time this happened was at the beginning. Go ahead, Chris.
And that he had come forth from Elohim, and he would return to Elohim.
That's it. We got to return.
He combed from the table and stripped off his garments, and took a towel and wrapped his waist.
Hold on. He took off his clothes? He took off his clothes? He took off his clothes, and he put a towel on him. Y'all got that, right? Y'all got that? Go ahead, Chris.
After he poured Mayim into a basin and began to wash the regal of his Talmudim and to wipe them dry with the towel that he had wrapped around him.
Who? If he take that towel off, what happened? He gonna get back to creation, but we was always said we had undergarments under our garments because we could see that from the tour in Iraq. We had to have it so they couldn't see underneath. But he was showing a natural effect of I'm stripping, I'm getting naked, I'm getting back humble, I'm getting back towards the beginning. It's about to be over. I took off my garment, I put on a towel, I take that off, and I'm washing you. I'm showing you that I'm getting back to be a servant. I am the one that's going to lead you back home, y'all. He telling us without telling us. But those that's going to catch it, guess what? They're going to keep it. Oh, I see what you're doing. Oh, I see what you're doing. I see this. I see this. Well, who will put everything in his hand? I'm like, oh, okay, I see it. I see it. He the one. He the one. He going to lead. Go ahead, Chris.
So he approached Shimon Cuff, and he said to him,
what?
My Adon, are you going to wash my regal? Yahushua answered and said to him,
what he said?
You do not know what I am doing now, but afterward you shall know.
You gonna know.
Cuff said to him, you shall never wash my regal. Yahushua answered him, if I do not wash you, you have no portion with me.
I can't take you home. He's showing you got to be clean. And y'all know what happened right here, right? Before we got here, he had to feed them, right? He had to feed them. Y'all remember that? The last feast, he had to feed them. And he said, take this, my body. This is broken for who? For you. But you know that he was really the tree of life. Yahushua was the tree of life. He was breaking off that tree to give you so that you can live forever. I'm giving it to you. The only way we could have ate, he had to become crafty and get us to eat. And similar to like, this is my flesh. That's for you. That's gonna get you home. But you're not gonna do it if you're not keeping the muhar. If you're not keeping the muhar, you ain't gonna catch it. Huh? So the whole goal is, this is the sum of what I'm trying to say. Guys, we gotta keep the Torah. We gotta keep it. We gotta keep the muhar. Because he's getting us back home. And the only way, the reason why we out here in confusion is because we don't have nothing guiding us. The only way that Satan can touch you, Yahuwah have to remove the hedge. What happened when Yahushua was down here on the rocks, guess what? The hedge was removed. And all was on the table. That's why he was tempted. That's why he was led, what, the 40 laylas, 40 yums, because he was being tempted. Because it's proven that I'm going to do thy will. When things are happening in your life, just realize the hedge is probably just moved. And Yahuwah is choosing you to say, you know what? If you want to get this, before you get this ruach, you got to prove to show, listen, I'm willing to go the way, the distance. I'm going to observe the Torah of the ruach because my ruach want to get back home. The thing I fight, man, I want to take care of my family to the end. But at the end of the day, there's going to come a time in a minute, but guess what? My body got to leave. I got to leave. My ruach got to leave my body. At the end of the day, am I right? Have I been following what he told me to follow to get it back home? Have I been keeping the muhar? Kafir. Have I been doing it? Not just coming here eating, we playing, we doing it, we playing games, we chilling. God, because our flesh is weak. Our flesh is going to be weak. Our flesh is going to be tired. But at the end of the day, y'all, we got to get back home. You know why we got back home? Because if this earthly tabernacle was what? Dissolved, we have a what? Another building made where? In the Shamayim. And not made with what? It ain't made with man's hand. That's what's keep reminding us of them temporary boosts. You know why? Because it's temporary. The same symbolization of your outer flesh is temporary. It's holding a ruach only for the purpose of what he needs to be used for. So how do you know if you're doing the will of Elohim? If you're not pleasing yourself. When you start putting Akeem in front of the situation, when you start putting the law, and it reminds myself, I said, I can't, I'm out of whack. I got to keep, that's why I keep, when I listen to Eric talk about nature, I'm like, okay, what's going on? Because we got to come in sync with society, because everything doing what it's supposed to do but us. And the main key I like about it is Ari. Each animal you see out here in society, it teaches man how to operate. Ari still rules of what? A rules of pride. You have the feminine that will fight to protect their cubs, but at the end of the day, guess what? They still under what? Subjection. You know why they doing what they supposed to do? Because they keeping the Torah of Elohim. They keeping what they supposed to be doing, everything that was functioning. Each bird, they functioning. Everybody doing what they doing but us. All I'm saying, y'all, let's get a compliance. Let's keep the muhar. Let's understand that we got fell asleep so hard that thing hit the wall. I'm messing with him. No, I'm messing with you. We keep the muhar, and at the end of the day, we got to get back home and not be found naked. That's the end of it. That's what it is. Let it out, what's going on, because he's going to show you. The same thing, y'all can that's why you think the Catholic people, they always go to the priest to confess they what? They sins. Don't matter how bad it is, they got to do it. And by law, the priest can't go and tell the authorities. They can't do it. Because they see the premise of we got to confess. The problem is we hide what we believe and we think that our covering good, Mr. Yahuwah. He see it. He see it. And I'm just a vessel that's being used just to tell us, y'all, we got to make it back home. Appreciate it, Chris.
All right. Get ready to take up a little money so we can get ready to get us some eat. Appreciate the word. Give another hand clap. Information. Time is setting in, but it move hard, but it break you down, don't it? When you're getting old. I remember I could stay up all the whole time. We'd be up all the time at night, and that time sitting there, but I had to get me up. Give me one of them bassinets. Give me one of them little bouncer they have sitting on that little bed. You just shake it with your foot. Maybe sit there and sleep. Time set in. I appreciate Mr. Yahuwah. I appreciate the word. Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
All right, y'all. They'll be woke, but me telling you, you'll be woke when it's time to eat, ain't it? I said tell them they'll be woke when it's time to eat, won't they? Man. I ain't seen when I'm fall asleep yet when they eat. All when they get finished. We appreciate Mr. Yahuwah. No. What dog said? Y'all been enjoying yourself? Won't wait on Dawson. She like her jaw. I think we can handle it to her. That's two. We'll try to give them another day where we're gonna let them loose and they'll be releasing some of their new stuff. People got some new stuff they'll release. We're working. I'll be looking. Got a couple of production companies that got out here in the way. So y'all be careful. I would ask y'all the next concert if y'all would, but y'all can just wear a bulletproof vest. The thing, I used to wonder, I was like, man, why you getting in? Why is all this shooting gunplay? Then Justin came in. It all started making sense. Now I see how the gunplay getting going. I ain't know what happened. Now it's making a whole lot of sense, ain't it? Trying to bust up groups and stuff like that, trying to steal artists. But we got contracts signed, so that's all we do, just go over legal. We just keep everything legal. And that right, let people make their own choice. And that right, what's on? I don't worry about it. Get ready to go. They got y'all money? Everybody good? All right, tomorrow, y'all be back here tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Oh, that's right, tomorrow, y'all, yeah, that's right, y'all got games tomorrow, don't it? At 2 o'clock. Yeah. So I got stuff y'all got away. And Dave probably bust one of y'all here on that spade table. I know two of our nemesis, I know for sure. Tim and Leon. Let's get them out there and say, Hayward ain't nobody. Oh yeah. He lets you play with you and everybody else to help him. I know that cousin, I remember one time Bud Palmer first played with, man, he threw Palmer out. Y'all want to come in that time? Some years ago, he threw y'all. Palmer tried to bed. Hold on, cuz, before you just let me go. Come on, cuz, just wait. It wound up winning, but Palmer got to see that side of it. But that gorilla, nasty animal. People don't know it. Y'all ain't seen it. Y'all don't know about all the stuff going with a gorilla. It's rough, too. Yeah, who all hungry? I'm going to open up to exotic meats. All right. How many of y'all in the smoothies? Nobody don't do smoothie. Y'all had a gorilla smoothie? We just have part of the face sitting there, you lift the top of it, you see it just float around the top of the smoothie. Just let me know, I get it for you. All right, everybody all right? They got everybody money? All right, get ready to stand, give me a hand clap. Okay. I would appreciate y'all watching in. I would appreciate that. So 2 o'clock tomorrow, you're willing. So we'll get out here and kind of hang out and get our kids, let them have their time too, right, young people? I think we're supposed to have a fight. That's supposed to be a fight between the kids, me and Adam. It's gonna be a fair fight. We're gonna tie both your arms and legs up. I want to be even. I want to have a fair chance with some duct tape. We're looking at Addis and Joseph. I got time. I have no room for them too. All right, where our announcer at? Look at him out. So, you do it, Jackie. Come on, Jackie. Do something. You ain't doing that one. Good, man. By the time you went out there, we could have been gone home. We could have been sitting down eating.
Everyone sends their heart.
Look at that hypocrite. Addis, show up. It's not official, Yoshi, until you say it.
I apologize. I know y'all was waiting on me. But today is Riley and Lil Cam's birthday.
Yeah, all right, happy birthday. Okay, all right. I see him over there. And Sister Kane, she made sure let me know, it's my brother's birthday. All right. I appreciate it. All right, all lobs clear. Let us allow. Kodash Abba, separated Father, we say how do thanks and attitude our thanksgiving to your Shem and the Shem of Yahushua HaMashiach for all that he rendered, and his Kayin, Moots, Sabak, and his Kum, his Dam. Baraka us with bestowed gift of benefit upon us, that your Shalakim, your Ra'ah, your Mal'aki, which are your sent ones, your shepherds, and your messages might continue to the burden of the bar, which is speak the word without falter, without wavering, that they might sink deep into our laws, which are inward parts in our hearts, that we might receive the binah, which is the understanding, and the da'ath, which is the knowledge, that you limit us, which is teaching, show us and instruct us, and seal us with the Ruach HaKadosh, which is the spirit of separation. Baraka Yoshem Yahuwah Elohim, who is Al Shaddai, who is the most powerful, who is a beer, who is strong, and all that you've done and you've rendered. Baraka Yoshemayim Yosabut, which are the height expansion where you dwell in your armies. Baraka Jerusalem, which is the city of the foundation, Shalom. Baraka your pioneer, your face, and let it be the aura upon us, which is lightning. Baraka the out-of-towners, over the Yam, overseas and near, to keep them and strengthen to be a refuge in Yeshua, which is salvation. Baraka us according to the Barif Shabbat, which is the covenant you vowed to Abraham, Yasakat, Yaakov, the Yahudim, to Yasharal and Tuledah, which are their generation, even to us and our Tuledah, our generation, and those you'll call or fall, that you'll call, recovering those gone astray and taken from us, being a keeper to our young people. Baraka, our individual mishpachah, to come to a repentance and acknowledgement of you. Make us Tau-her, which is pure. Other Kodashim, separated ones. Tau-mim, complete, and join us with the Mashiach, with the anointed one. Baraka, those going through the destructions of nature, bereaved, behind prison walls in captivity and war-torn countries. Those going through the pestilence and tribulation that we allow you count as worthy to escape. Those in leadership and authority. Those that support your Dabarim, that we commit you and Palau, that are going through suffering and afflictions. Baraka, those the married, the single, the separated, the sick, and the afflicted. Without you, we are nothing. We confess that we've gone wrong and followed short of your kabod. We Palau, that you grant us to concede and recalm, which we could not obtain by works, nor by our worldly possessions. We Palau, that the bar went forth would be resonate in our laws, which are in our minds, and in the laws of our hearts, that we will become the arm in a GUI, which is a nation, after your own law. And if it's anything we've done and we said that go contrary to your will, we allow you not hold against us in your Mamashpah. Forgive our enemies as we seek forgiveness for ourselves. Baraka, the food that we about to receive in the handset for to prepare, let it be for the nourishment of the basar, which is the flesh, but your dabarim always for the nefesh, which is our inward part of the soul. And when we've done all we can do, we allow for Beth in your Lam Malkuth, which is a home of your eternal empire, where we can see your pioneer, your face, and Tahalim, your Shem better, which is praise your name. In the Shem of Yahushua HaMashiach, let us all say, Amen. Come home! Come home! I hab you. Can we sing? You know how to sing? Oh my goodness. Terrible. We'll hab you anyway. She can't sing. You the only one can sing. Now, Bobby, when did this revelation come? That you the only one can sing? All right, we're going to let Bobby sing, and we're just going to lip sing. Bobby, you're going to do the sing, we're going to lip sing. That means y'all lips going to move, no words going to come out. But we're going to do all the movement. Bobby going to lead us in it, all right? All right, yes. He said he'll lead it. He can't, don't do it. All right, we'll do it. Now, we'll just go ahead and do it. We'll just go ahead. We'll all do it then. We'll take your word for it another time. Y'all ready? All right, on three. Let's shake it off first. Shake it off. All right, we ready? One. Hold on. Here going Courtney. Courtney can sing. Can't you, Courtney? All right, y'all ready? What else? Y'all ready? 1, 2, 3. Hit it. Rock all the little children. Woo. All the children of the congregation. Ooh. Red and yellow, black and white. They are precious in His sight. Rock the little children of the congregation. Woo! Come home, come home. I'll have you. Child, you are something else.
Cause J Rich with a brand new flow. Give a present to your hero, cause the soul never know. We gon' give them all we got till it's time for us to go. Like, whoa, here we go. Cause J Rich with a brand new flow. Give a present to your hero, cause the soul never know. We gon' give them all we got till it's time for us to go. Whoa, here we go. Cause J Rich with a brand new flow. Give a present to your hero, cause the soul never know. We gon' give them all we got till it's time for us to go. Like, whoa, here we go. Cause J Rich with a brand new flow. Give a present to your hero, cause the soul never know. We gon' give them all we got till it's time for us to go.
Like whoa, whoa, get away from sin, gotta go, Joe. It's how fast that I be running when I see the evil coming while I fool moving slow, mo. Following the word, that's a no, whoa, show, straight like that, and I'm on the right track. Only way I picture myself going backwards in a foe. So, memory lane, I remember some things, kinda crazy, all the thoughts that are in it in your brain. Block all of the thoughts that were dipped in the flame. Word hit in my heart, defense is the same. Like Marcus can be. I knew that when Austin grabbed me, it'd be heat in the skeleton. We was gonna kill it like the army when they fought Iraqis. I'm strong like Zangief. Street Fighter got the scars on my hands, see. No boxing, I contend for the promise so I could be adopted, foster family. J Rich got a brand new flow with the same old name. In life, there's many ways that a man can go, but I stay with the same old thing. Yo, Hootie, gang, gang, gang.
Whoa, here we go. Cause J Rich with a brand new flow. Give a present to your hero, cause the soul never know. We gon' give them all we got till it's time for us to go. Like, whoa, here we go. Cause J Rich with a brand new flow. Give a present to your hero, cause the soul never know. We gon' give them all we got till it's time for us to go. Whoa, here we go. Cause J Rich with a brand new flow. Give a present to your hero, cause the soul never know. We gon' give them all we got till it's time for us to go. Like, whoa, here we go. Cause J Rich with a brand new flow. Give a present to your hero, cause the soul never know. We gon' give them all we got till it's time for us to go. Whoa, here we go. Whoa, here we go.
Crazy. J Rich. You know the time about to expire. True Jews, yeah, we follow lies. You ain't equal with the Yahoo. You ain't the people of all of him.
Tell them what's on your heart. The moment I've been awaiting. We've been lied to too many generations. Wasn't told how these Gentiles is faking. It's in Kazum, you changed the revelation. So y'all people listen up. Possess your souls and your patience. He knows our works, poverty and tribulation. None equal with the Yahudim. Only one people of Allahim. So y'all are synagogue of Satan. We are the Abarim. Y'all a Yiddish nation. Let's walk through the book, flip through the pages. I got a question. Did you get here on slave ships? Scattered about, mixed in with strangers? When did your life hang in doubt and you been in danger? Did Yahuwah root you out the land in his anger? Deliver you from Pharaoh's hand with great temptation? Or are you just imitating?
Your time is about to expire. True Jews, yeah, we found them all liars. You ain't equal with the Yahudim. You can't be the people of Elohim. We seen in Bereshit chapter 10. You ain't from Shem, you from Japhet and them. No better than the Christian, go back with them. Know our identity, so we had to part with them.
Tell them about the truth, it's heavier than cinder blocks. Why you walk around with them Shirley Temple locks? And it's unorthodox, your work sickening. Baby penis in your mouth for the circumcision? Why make them stumble in judgment, earn vision? I don't know, worse, you or worthless Christian? Let me see, both of your works are wicked, plus they did get a hurt Sam mortician. Still sinning, and they got the nerve to mention verses from Tahalim's 23rd division. One observing Christmas, the other Hanukkah. Wearing a yarmulke, praying, but he designed a Yahoo. So we look to the Malacca peace from above. Will one day come and judge, make you bow at our feet to show you we the ones we love. If you wanna see, you gotta get with us.
Your time is about to expire. True Jews, yeah, we found them all liars. You ain't equal with the Yahudim. You can't be the people of Elohim. We seen in Bereshit chapter 10. You ain't from Shem, you from Japhet and them. No better than the Christian girl back with them. No our identity,
Crazy.
so we had to part with them. One thing I know, yeah, who will run the show? True, y'all ain't gonna be the first one at the door. Calling all fakes, the real has stepped in the building. Keep it 100, and now we not sparing feelings. Ashkenazis have been cast out. Soup bowls along in the kitchen. Y'all said he cutting off those epistles. On the wall, that's where I stand. Don't get mad cause I know where I'm from and who I am. Yeah.
What other people fulfill this Bible? Why are you sitting around letting the hypocrite lying seminary teachers sit around and teach you that you're a Gentile? Why are you letting them sit around and teach you that other people are who you're supposed to be when the Bible couldn't tell you that we tried them and said they'll do? We find them lying.
That's right.
Yeah, flashback to my old ways and my past acts. And past raps was fraught and talking about cash stats. Doing things to fit and still I got laughed at. Now I'm full grown, no kidding, nigga, I'm past that. I slept around and messed around, reckless child. Fornication, no marriage, leaving the bed to file. Then I found the wife, thought I would settle down. Took her in along with the kid, thought I was heaven bound. Feet planted on level ground, was far from it. My foundation was shook, look, it started crumbling. My thoughts running, I had to make a decision. She wasn't all the way with it, but to this way I'm committed. So I had to split through all of it with thought suffering. To this day I can truly say I lost nothing. A newer me, not the man that I used to be. That each died, no casket, it didn't. I'm like the man on the movie screen playing the role. But look how the director gave me control. Call it lucid dreams, a quicker beam. But now Shamash rule and leave. Who rock coming as human beings? Yeah, yeah.
I'm not the man I used to be.
Yeah, I am not the same.
My whole life has changed. Since I heard his gospel ring. My whole life has changed.
But flashback to my past, sex in my past back. When I was sneaking and freaking, I had my sins stacked. Sky high, wondering when I might die. Not knowing what I'm gonna answer, but my soul will be tried. Yeah, the story kinda hard, but shoot, why not try? October 18th, happiest day of my life. Just had my first child, but I almost lost my wife. I know the sins I committed had to come with a price, but I thought I had more time than right here just tonight. I close my eyes and say, y'all, if you might, be none to my wife and just take my life. I heard your word, but I would take it light, cause this all fun and games till it's time to pay up, right? But by the corner of Yahuwah, he chose to spare our life. And you don't have to believe me, but now I'm walking right. Show me where I'm wrong, I fix it immediately. The man I ain't and who I used to be. Because
my whole life has changed. I'm not the man I used to be. I'm not the man that I used to be. My whole life has changed. Since I heard his gospel ring. My whole life has changed. I'm not the man I used to be. I'm not the man that I used to be. My whole life has changed.
Say you lose on the main got enough. So your call won't get declined, you won't get a second time. There's a lot of folks that's waiting, I suggest you get in line. Look, you sitting there, it's adding up. Why you keep standing like this when they mad enough? He gon' bring you up as soon as he mad enough. But you think this is the game, so keep laughing. I can only speak for me, cause I don't know nothing about y'all. But I gotta make sure I live circumspect so I can answer when he call. If there's problems in your marriage, you just call him up. Whether you're going through right now or had to give him up. And if there's problems in your finances, just call him up. Cause if he can give you Shamayim, then surely money is an easy thing. Yahusha's on the main line. So no matter what your problem is, could be your family, could be your health, but all your healing is in him. But make sure before you call that your lifestyle is in check. Cause if not, when you make that call, he gon' hit reject.
Hey, Yahusha's on the main line. Tell him what you want. I said Yahusha's on the main line. Tell him what you want. Yahusha's on the main line. Tell him what you want. I said Yahusha's on the main line. Tell him what you want.
Yahusha on the main line. Call him up, tell him what you want. Is it that Ruach HaKodesh? Bless you, go and tell him up front, cause he ain't got time for the games and shit. He looking for a marriage, not a fling, it's a relationship. The road to Qatar is broad but narrow, is that way to him. So you ought to be careful choosing sides and know what lane you pick. You in the HOP, I'm in the right, maintaining speed. No cocaine and weed, amazingly how we were chose before the Arabs became the beat. So if I take the lead, it wasn't I, it was ordained by he. Don't be mad, it gotta just be the way it is. Say la vie, wait and see on how this tree will grow. My Aki, be patient. He called me out of the soil and I rose up to the occasion. Chosen out of the nations, Yahuwah mold us and made us to cry out and call on the before upon was created. Yahusha Mashiach, my hope through this tribulation. He calling me through a text, I got the notification.
Yeah, Yahusha's on the main line. Tell him what you want. I said Yahusha's on the main line. Tell him what you want. Yahusha's on the main line. Tell him what you want. I said Yahusha's on the main line. Tell him what you want. Call him like you want him, and call him like you need him. Yeah.
Hey man, this track right here ain't for everybody. This track right here only for those that know that you've been in the captivity of sin, but Yahushua HaMashiach that came to loose you.
We get time for Yahusha, the lion of Yehuda, and prevail the light to see the fresh glory, hallelujah. We get turned up, we get turned up, we get turned for Yahusha, the lion of Yehuda, and prevail the light to see the fresh glory, hallelujah. We get turned up, we get turned up.
Be time for Yahusha while we gettin' litty in this place. Yahuwah is our keeper, still we keep that blicky on our waist. This is how you party, follow lead and let me demonstrate. 2 hands, pump them in the edges like you lifting weights. Listen straight. When Big Cookie and J Rich is spittin' Yahoo thing, gotta look clean. Oh yeah, it's more than just religion, it's a lifestyle. How we cut, they think we in the fitness tough. But these Christians isn't us. Man, these niggas different. What? GTP got it tatted inside of me. A pistol written on my life, something natural I can see. Synagogue is where I be, and that's at least 3 times a week. Even more when our people come home for the Muhaj ID, who I be? Oh, I'm just Jahi, but you can call me rich. Call me winner, top contender. You won't see me call it facts. Light a match up on this track because this song is lit. Ride the beat for Allah and return like I caught a flip.
For your Husha, the lion of your Hooter, you prevail the legend, see you such a glory, hallelujah, we get turned up, we get turned up.
If you want that cookie, turn up, Charlene, go what? Them rockets come down, and you thought spins, but guess what, nigga? I'm back now. Stepping up to the challenge, never back down. Yeah, it got tight, but I know I couldn't tap out. Y-G-T-D, that means to the death, you gotta press it, but that ain't always easy, cause your hardest fight might be yourself. That day he gave me this mind today. Pull back your praise, I get mine today. Could've been doing all types of things with the bucket, man, took that old mind away. Rich, got all the hands raised in here. Turn up their track and let's praise in here. The boat in your Husha, I'm making this fear. Better chant quick. The end is near. Can't nothing hold you captive once you loose by your Husha. So when this hook drops again, let me see you get looser for your Husha. The bend, the dollars to make it in. The one who hung and died for us and took away our sin. We be running for your Husha, the lion of your Husha. Rebel the legend, still such a glory, hallelujah, we get turned up. We get turned up. We get turned for your Husha, the lion of your Husha. Rebel the legend, still such a glory, hallelujah, we get turned up. We get turned up.
When do we get turned up?
No weapon formed against me should prosper because I got mine. Pray my soul go with you, who the day is my time. Today is my time. Pray my soul go with him, the day is my time. The day is my time. No weapon formed against me should prosper because I got mine. Pray my soul go with you, who the day is my time. The day is my time. Pray my soul go with him, the day is my time. The day is my time. The weapons of our warfare not carnal but strong through Elohim. The pulling down strongholds like Shamshon with Philistines. Through Yahuwah I'm rich, but they wanna take my wealth. So as I did time before, I gotta go and shake myself. You think his strength came from his head, you only scratch the surface. You see it came through his obedience if you stop and focus. I didn't get this on my own, this ain't no boast to me. Get you with each one of your eyes and tell me what you see. Yeah, I may tote a pistol, but I got artillery. Armed with the same mind as other East of Elohim. We all got this thing comfort, that comfort kiss the bigger whatsoever need. Cause I forward for my learning. Yes, I'm learning that the scripture ain't just made for me to quote them, but it gotta be inside like DNA, so I'm encoding. So when my youth come to finally stop and take my death, I can hear you who will say, well done, soldier, take your rest. No weapon formed against me should prosper because I got mine. Pray my soul go with you, who the day is my time. The day is my time. Pray my soul go with him, the day is my time. The day is my time.
No weapon formed against me, you prosper. And I ain't talking 9 milli over literal chopper. Nigga, just stop it. Yehudi, the dream team. He want me kicked off the roster. That's Satan, the great dragon. I gotta go kill this monster. Cause me and him be battling. Try and get in my conscience and turn me away from y'all. Let's say his mission accomplished. Cause this time is running short head. And I know we getting more scared. So I fight his demons with obedience and more prayer. Still I keep the sword near. Right along with that armor. But I know my weapons aren't gonna be carnal to win this warfare. They mighty through Yahuwah, cause in the end, I look to be with him a troop way better than Hawaii and Aruba. Imagine you staring down the barrel, right up on your shooter, delete you using a finger, like he typing on computers, kill you in cold blood that you die. But in the future, the heritage of his people will rise up to see Yahusha.
No weapon formed against me should prosper because I got mine. Pray my soul go with you, who the day is my time. The day is my time. Pray my soul go with him, the day is my time. The day is my time. No weapon formed against me should prosper because I got mine. Pray my soul go with you, who the day is my time. The day is my time. Pray my soul go with him, the day is my time. The day is my time.